if not a hero, he's a criminal. Shut up!
The Carthaginians defending the city were attacked by 3 Roman legions. Arab women stripped them of their tunics and their swords and lances. The soldiers lay naked in the sun. 2,000 years ago, I was here. Well, this match will not be postponed.
Sirs, madams, friends, trekkers, and YouTube countrymen, lend me your ears. I come not to bury Star Trek the original series, nor its fervent fandom, but to defend them in the court of public opinion against the sly blasphemy of Strange New Worlds, a space adventure hour. This Kurtzman-led sick joke, cloaked as a tribute, mocks the heart of Star Trek and its fans with feigned praise. William Shatner is an honorable man, something the creators of Strange New Worlds cannot say. We all saw y'all on the files from Steinep's Pleasure Planet, all right? They say the last episode honors the original series. I say it scorns it. This is the what is this last final frontier but a caricature, reducing Kirk's bold command, Spock's logic, and McCoy's heart to a campy jest of shaky sets and fucking puppet aliens? For Shatner is an honorable man, yet his Kirk is made a punchline. His legacy lampooned by Paul Wesley's exaggerated Maxwell saint. Oh, fans, did we not cherish TOS for its daring optimism, its blend of adventure and philosophy? Did we not rally for its return, keeping Roddenberry's vision alive? Yet this episode sneers, painting our love as nostalgia for a quaint relic. For Kurtzman is not an honorable man. In my opinion, we, the fans, are the not-so-toxic many. There are not few of us. We are the many. We are the keepers of Star Trek flame. Not Kurtzilla. We are the ones who wore the Star Trek uniforms to cosplay. We are the ones who played Star Trek with our friends as kids. We quoted Boldly Go and built fandom that endures. The first fandom was the Star Trek fandom, having conventions in Madison Square Garden every few months in the 70s. When the parody TOS, they parody us. Dismissing our devotion is laughable. Hath not our fandom passion? If you mock our enterprise, do we not burn? For Shatner is an honorable man, but this tribute stings with scorn, portraying Roddenberry as a fool and our heroes as fodder for laughs. Let Strange New Worlds explore new stars, but let it not trample on the old. And they never go to a planet on this show, and they didn't again. Shatner's Kirk charted the galaxy, and we followed. He is the greatest, most incredible figure in all of science fiction, and the most beloved living actor or celebrity of any kind. Let Strange New Worlds do what they will, but let them not trample the old Star Trek. Shatner's Kirk charted the galaxy and we followed. This episode's feigned praise betrays all of us. I can see that by my measure, Kurtzman is not an honorable man. Honor does not mock its roots. Stand, trekkers, and demand reverence for Star Trek's soul. Let mischief stir and take what course it will. With me tonight is the Saving Star Trek panel. Please welcome to the stage with me, my good friends. I have with me here in our studio these are very controversial people, ladies and gentlemen. Here they are. We have Radioactive, Sean Carter, JT Kirk, and Krimlan. Krimlan! JT, you seem to have the most passion. Why don't you take the floor and tell
Admiral
our audience?
Sir. Oh, jeez. Well, I have a house full of sleeping young persons as well as my
For
wife.
the moment.
So for the moment, I will endeavor to leave it that way. However, I have the energy of 10,000 suns burning. Folks, I was in multiple chats with the Admiral today. I think I said frack more times than Admiral Adama ever said in multiple seasons of Battlestar Galactica, and I'm saying that to be safe. I'm saying that to be fucking safe. Oh, sorry, Teague. I already messed up your.
Oh, he already did that in the beginning.
You mean
It's
that
okay,
Vietnam
strong
dish,
profanity.
that Vietnam dish you like so much, JT? That's what you're referring to.
I at some
There's a
point
new
will have
profanity
the
policy.
patent music. The patent music at some point will play. Will not play yet, but at some point, when the admiral lets the leash go, this is going to get real, folks. It's going to get fucking real.
Before you give us your feelings, all of us, I guess, quit at various different times. Who here, aside from me, finished the episode? I had to watch it
actually
twice.
did watch the full episode.
I watched this piece of shit.
I stopped in 10 minutes. I couldn't take it.
Yeah,
That's still
I
a
can
substantial
understand why.
chunk.
it definitely
there's-
made me sick. Yeah, I got it
Did
coming
you
in.
at least get
out on
up?
both sides right now.
Did you at least make it to? Did you at least make it to the part, Sean, where they give her mission to go sort of train up the holodeck so it's more fun?
Yes.
Okay. So that's all you really.
I saw up to her attempt at Whoopi Goldberg's Gloria from Cleveland attempt.
Oh God.
Gloria
Oh.
in Cleveland.
All I can say though is that new Hura, man, with her with her hair not so terrible, and not in outfits that are so school marmish like they always put her in. You could tell she has a pretty good body, and maybe that's why she got to grow her hair back.
She looks cute. Yeah.
You can tell that Uhura has a pretty good little figure, and that she probably is making. Who knows? Is she on like Power? You know what I mean? Like like Curtis will give her a job on Power. She's good enough to do that. She's a better actor than some of these other people. Rebecca Romaine was terrible in this, guys. This episode, I guess JT and I will walk you through it. I guess I'll start. Remember Captain Proton? Remember how much fun that was? Remember how many times they just dropped the needle, there's an analogy from the 20th century, onto an episode of Voyager, and we were in the middle of a Captain Proton, and like that's what seems like to be going on here. But then that ends sort of non-contextually, and we find out that what's really going on is this has nothing to do with anything, and if it exists anywhere, it's either A, in world, in a book that Connie Leon Noonien Soong read as a girl, a Nancy Drew style mystery.
A shitty knockoff. of one.
Yeah. And
if they have a gas station still, it's like one that fell on the floor and the cover got ripped off. So now it's 50 cents on the fucking spinner rack.
Don't say anything bad about 50 Cent. He's from Queens, but it gets so much. Like 50 Cent's a better movie maker than these people. 50 Cent's shows are good, man. Like Power is better than this show. Ghost is better than this show. But anyway, I digress. JT, you want to take it from there for a minute while I try to compute what I've just saying? It is painful, guys.
Really, Act 1 is a mockery of Star Trek, the original series, as the Admiral said, but we don't really know that. We just see this opening of the horrible, most shitty set, smarmy actors, horrible dialogue, and you're like, okay, what is this?
And
Credits
then
roll.
something really hateful starts happening, though, is that the credits roll, and the credits are a mockery of the original series credits, done really bad with what look almost like tasteless sex. Look almost like tasteless sex toys. Also, they're using the real music from the show that they have rights to inappropriately. When they're having a moment of tension, they're playing Finnegan's music. At the beginning of the episode, when he's talking to the crew, they're playing the fucking Finnegan music. And the Brunelli's music, and the Brunelli music,
and all the sound effects from the original show.
And they're
yes,
doing it in a very mocking tone from the outset, and you're like, "What the hell is this?"
Now you
is
might say
another one of these. Change it. It's not the musical hour. It's not the storybook Knights and Wizards, the episode they already did. You're like wondering if they made another mistake, but no, it was far more dastardly.
Mockery.
Yes.
This was flat out mockery.
I think we should add, just so everyone knows, in case some of the folks out in the chat or people that watch later on don't realize this, but you can actually see for yourself for free on Paramount Plus on YouTube this episode we're talking about, and you don't
It's
have
on
to take
YouTube.
our word for it. You can see it for free right now.
But I
it
wouldn't
is.
advise it. I mean, I challenge you to get through it. Is the
pause
way I would put
pause
it.
we have to a
pause
little
it.
bit of a
Fair
little
Pause
warning,
it.
you'll end up being just like me.
a
Pause
Surgeon
it.
General's warning. This
Vote
may
it down.
cause yes, absolutely. Need to vote it down and vote Teague up. By the way, hit that
Thank
like
you.
for Teague.
Yeah, and
But
please like my Strange New Worlds video essay. If we can get that out there, I really concocted that to be as effective as possible. I blew off all monetization. I did not waste time bloating it up to the 8 minutes. This is how you know somebody really is like when Critical Drinker, and now he can afford to do it. When he makes a video that's like 6 minutes long, it's because he doesn't give a shit. He's being passionate. He's making a lot less money because his videos get seen by a lot of people, and that is hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. I don't know his income, but you understand what I'm saying. But the show was designed to infuriate. I mean, some of these images, I couldn't
Admiral,
believe
sir,
this.
Admiral,
This was
sir,
horrible.
That was indeed horrible. I did some research. Okay, that's how you know it's correct, because I said it that way. If you
They
were
don't-
to take 1 day of viewing, not an hour of viewing, but a whole day of viewing on this free episode, like you would have bunny ears, right? So let's give it a Nelson TV rating. Okay. We're not Nielsen. I mean, we're not Nielsen, but let's
Yeah,
use the math.
JT has matrixed this as if the Nielsen ratings applied to YouTube.
Yes, if they apply to YouTube, this 1 day of viewing would have a 0.02. Now, folks, Batwoman was, I think, a 0.67 when they canceled it. Now, I can't do the math, but Radioactive, you're a good math guy. Isn't that what 32 times larger audience? And that thing got canceled into fucking Neptune.
yeah, it's a good enough approximation.
Okay.
They had more become an app at the end. I don't think a lot of people could see him over the air, but you're right. I mean, it's bigger than just say an app because it was also it was an app and it was on YouTube. But that's a show that this show will never get what Batwoman had. Batwoman was clueless. This has a hint. It's trying to be hateful with these dildo guns and all this other bullshit that these fucking losers have. But
Now, Doctor Who, I think, had 1 million this last season, and they basically said, "Oh, fuck no, we can't do it anymore without money from the U.S. government."
Well, that went from was it 11 to 14 million per episode to that?
Yeah.
So, just-
sorry, this is in the fucking basement, folks. You can't give this away with a deck of cards.
and it's got several hundred downvotes already, which is a lot on YouTube because it's hard to get people to interact at all, which is why YouTube is making engaged viewing a bigger deal. But this is how you can tell, like, someone like Critical Drinker has passion for this. He makes like a 4.5 minute video about Star Trek. That is more time out of his day than he probably is going to make off the video because there's no possibility of things like mid-rolls. The most cynical videos are like 8 minutes on the nose because that's the moment you can throw a mid-roll in it. I noticed that UK Danger Man, who I am friends with and have streamed with, and a lot of you guys know, UK Danger Man's video is 7 minutes 55 seconds. He didn't even have the passion to go the extra 5 seconds. He didn't give a fuck about the mid-roll. So hats off to UK Danger Man. He's telling it like it is and as much as you need to know. I found it difficult and painful. The only way, like, I'm a big scripted person. The only way I was able to do this review was to have 10 unstructured rants and then just string them together through editing.
Mhm.
My neighbors must have thought I was having an argument with like myself, but okay. So
So-
we
You
think that
probably do that normally anyway.
Yeah,
I do. I
let's,
do.
Let's get back to the synopsis because otherwise we'll just
Right. Well,
we'll
let me
never
just
make it.
let me just tell you guys something really quick. This cold open ends, and we think what's going to happen is they're all going to come laughing out of this holodeck together. And although we don't like that it's there, it's precedented in the animated series. So, like, no harm, no foul, there being dicks on the holodeck. But then we find out that the reality of this show is that it's either in a book that Connie read or it is a real show from their in-worlds past. I think probably it's only in the book she read.
Who knows?
But
Now-
this is the best Ortegas has ever looked, by the way. And welcome, everybody. I didn't have a chance to say hi. Keep going with the plot synopsis. Orville Nation's here. Hello, Orville Nation.
So
Oh my gosh, and hey, Radioactive, thank you.
Yeah,
And
and
we also
we have a
let's do those two first before we get angry again, shall we? We want to have something happy tonight.
There is tangential anger going on, guys. I want to greet everyone. Guys, jump in the chat and start like typing hello to everybody while I take care of this. I'm so sorry that I was behind on these. We wanted to give you a cohesive beginning though, so if you're coming through later, please watch the browser tab open for a little while, like, follow, interact a little bit because that's becoming more popular. And we got you a good setup, and what we'll do is we'll finish the synopsis in a minute. Thank you, Wes Cagle. Yes, Star Trek, same new woke. It's actually worse. They're becoming much better at being bad writers. This was some of the worst stuff I've ever seen. Radioactive, Kremlin, says Radioactive, and I say to you, Radioactive. Thank you for the super chats, my friends. And then Radioactive says, Star Trek Nuremberg trials when? What? That's so funny. You know that William Shatner's in Judgment at Nuremberg. That's why you're saying that, right? You know that, right?
No, I did not know that. But gee, what perfect
He's the
timing.
bailiff. He's the bailiff. In 1961's Judgment at Nuremberg, he is the United States legal, I guess, bailiff, counsel, whatever. He's assisting in the trial, and he's just like there are bigger actors who are doing the major lawyer roles, right? So his job is he's in the United States uniform, and he'll like before the guy who's like the dean of the Harvard School of Law, who they put on there to like run the trial, before he goes up there, and then there was like a Supreme Court justice too. Before they go up there, like William Shatner, and these are the guys who are, before they go up to argue that, right? William Shatner for the American side walks up and goes, if it pleases the court, we'll be dealing with exhibits 125A through 1216B today with witnesses from, and he would name various terrible places where horrible things happen. We're already in enough trouble, but, hello, buddy. Hello, Orville Nation. PJ, how you doing? Trek Reviewer, good to see you. Gavin Blackburn, hello.
Buddy, no,
there.
These are horrible fucking costumes.
It's the Phobos. Hello,
they would
it's
have
the
better
Phobos.
costumes in a Well, there'd be
Booger,
better
good to see
acting
you,
in that
Booger.
type of film. We'll just go there.
Who else is here? I'm so sorry, guys, that I was a little behind. We got passion at the beginning, and I'll spring for you what happens next, and you'll understand. Gavin is here. Hello, Gavin. It's great to see you. Buddy has been here for a while. West is here. We got the Trek Reviewer. We got Krimlon, and I think Josiah was here first. Thank you all. But you know what? Crazy stuff. Here's the deal. After the end of this cold open, we think they're going to come laughing out of the holodeck and no harm, no foul. And so as gross as it is, all right, it could have been worse. Unfortunately, what happens is we don't really do their normal beginning. That was at the end. And I'm just going to take a guess with this one, but maybe what I need to do is just to get the idea of how incompetent this is. They had to do a fake improv session at the end where they did fake bloopers where they trolled original Star Trek to get in their 25 producers. So we'll put this up there just in honor of how horrible that was. But okay, so it turns out that there are no credits, and we're in the conference room with Connie and Pike and with Una, and none of them are there at the same time. None of the actors are there at the same time. All are doubled from behind. No one person is ever in focus at the same time. If there are ever two in focus, it is extremely fake and disconnected from reality. And I guess they'll blame the coof, but I mean, this is at this point now preposterous that they would have such bad production. It's terrible production schedules, and somebody just didn't, like Rebecca Romaine, like didn't want to do it, and or couldn't do it, and Anson Mount had something to do. Come on, thank you. And so like we find out that Connie's job is, now that these ships can go much further than 5 years, which is news to me, but hey, it's already we've overrun the original series in Stardate. We're in the animated series territory here, so they should have a recreation deck. It's changed to the holodeck later, and Rebecca Romaine says it first, of course, but then her job is to train up the holodeck like an AI so that people can have fun on it. JT?
Yes. So you heard it, folks. More than 100 years before the first episode of TNG, there is a full-on holodeck complete with yellow grid on the ship. Now, before they go in there, we see that, I guess, Bobby Spock? What are we calling this fake Spock?
I call him Spork. By the way, you're right. The opening SNL level shot at Real Track, and by the way, it's filmed much worse than SNL. This was filmed so horribly filmed. Like almost like, you know, my son can make it to work to hold the camera. That's how badly this was, like selfie stick filmed.
So yeah. So before we go into the holodeck, though, because Spork can't be on his own and have his own self-confidence for more than 2 seconds, he has to be dancing, and he does this dancing with the forgettable person,
Connie.
Yeah, with Connie.
And he gives her fuck me eyes too.
Yeah. And you'll notice in every single scene they cut away so that every single part of the tango that they're doing you don't see Connie. She's covered up by Spock, and Spock is facing away.
The back of her hair.
And I swear those legs are a different thickness when they have her doing that. She is not dancing. Neither is he.
She's not dancing with Spock.
It's stunt.
Here's
It's
the
stunt
deal.
doubled the whole time. There's no way you can convince me otherwise.
Here's what I think is the deal. Christina Chong has the ability to dance that way because her real job is European pop star. She's a British pop star. She actually has a career still to some degree, they say. But so she can dance and do stuff like that, right? So I think what the deal is Ethan Peck is the grandson of Gregory Peck. So he was probably going to acting camp since he's a little kid. I believe that Ethan Peck can dance, and also Spork, as bad as the songs were, Spork was able to sing. So like he has all the basic acting chops. He's not especially talented, and he's not able to save anything in this role. And I kind of feel like he got suckered into this. It's like, you can step out of your grandfather's shadow as Spock, because in Ghost of Illyria, he's trying. And I actually have some pity for him. But I've lost a lot of respect for Paul Wellesley. I think there were union things he could have done. There was things he could have done to get out of doing this. I don't think he needed to defame William Shatner, but that's what he does. And he didn't seem to mind, and that's what bothers me. Mr. Kirk, you're out of the con.
So yes, thank you, Admiral, sir. So now that they're done dancing, because we have to ship Spork with every single lady on the crew and never give him any respect, we decide that we are going to have Connie become the main character here and have to test out and train up this holodeck, even though they're not supposed to have this technology. Now, behind the scenes, we lost an actress from main engineering. So Naughty R37 is going to be the only engineer on the ship, because he's the only one that can afford to put in main engineering. There's no one else. And he, of course, is a mess.
Now, wait, JT, this is why we have a problem. Una is not able to do Pike's job and Scotty's job at the same time. Listen to this. When they give Connie the assignment to train up the AI on the holodeck, they're like, So we're going to be sitting at the edge of an exploding star and watching that. And while we're doing this, the ship is going to be able to escape quite easily, unless we turn on this experimental holodeck. And she's like, holodeck, those are only on star bases. They take a lot of power. It's like, yeah, it's very experimental. And of course, Pike is glib and he like fights against being informed. And then like, Rebecca Romaine's like, just go in there and get it done, Connie. She does a lot of just get it done in this episode. Like female Riker, but like with a real stick up somewhere. Go ahead.
And to help this out, Nadia R37 has no self-confidence, no qualifications, is a nervous wreck. He acts like he's on like 52 pills of something. And
he's got a dark past, remember.
Of course.
He keeps talking about how the Gorn killed all the people on his ship.
But
and also he keeps, he was told by Commodore Carol Kane, that he was a bad student who was dumb and not in the gifted classes and was always drunk.
And he can't be competent. Just remember that, folks. If nothing else, you don't even have to have the sound on. You don't need to have the closed captions on. Just know that he can't be competent. So anyway, they decide to load up some story, as the Admiral said, from the childhood of Connie here. And you know what's going to happen? It's a mystery. We have to solve the mystery. And this is elementary Dear Data. The rest of the episode is elementary Dear Data. She has to
but
figure
it's
out
compounded by the fact that Pike cannot do 2 experiments at once. He's so dumb. He's like, my ship's reliable until I turn on this piece of tech that is totally untested with my new engineer who doesn't know what they're doing and who I saw, like, the former instructor of my new engineer call incompetent. So I'm going to go sit inside the unsurvivability zone of this exploding star while I turn on my ship's recreation deck.
That uses
holo
power.
deck. And so what he's doing is he's running an experiment while he's running an experiment on his leisure capabilities. This is akin to having a battleship go in and be like, while we're doing that, I want all the chefs to practice serving like high tea.
That's too smart, Admiral. That's too fucking smart. You're at too intelligent of a level for this show. Okay, so you can bring this up all day, Admiral. That is so high above the common sense and intelligence level of the writing of this thing that it doesn't even matter. I mean, really, it doesn't for this one anyway. The whole thing with this, if you're trying to picture it, if you don't watch it, if you've ever seen the movie Clue from like the late 70s, early 80s, everybody remember that movie?
Yeah, I was like 86.
It looks.
Yeah, it had the chick from the Go-Go's in it.
Yeah, it looks and it feels like that, except a stupid version. It's like if you ever try playing Clue, but with like your 3-year-old nephew, and he has Clue Junior. It's like the movie really Clue, but bad. Clue Junior. Okay, so they're playing through an episode of Clue Junior, and of course, the holodeck goes wonky, goes wacky, just like in all the TNGs and in Deep Space Nines and Voyager that we've seen, especially the Data episode, because there's nothing new. Only Connie, with the help of Puppy Love Spork and in her weird adult movie costume here, can save the day.
Where in the galaxy is Carmen Sandiego?
Yes.
Yeah, and I just want to say they do what they always do in this fucking episode. In this episode, she says, what I'll do is I'll dump in all the novels by my... So she says she's going to put in the comprehensive works of all this detective stories, right? And so she goes, she was an outsider who was shy, who no one took seriously. And as soon as she steps into the role of this character, she is the most outgoing, like outspoken, irrepressible, like loud, bossy, like not like, can you be an insider and top dog at the same time?
No.
But it was crazy.
So you also get member berries. There's a scene where Puppy Love Spork and Connie are sitting together watching on the holodeck, watching a 2D movie, which is a throwback to Voyager, where they wear the 3D glasses on the 2D screen in the 3D environment that's really a 2D. That whole stupid thing, yeah, that was a member berry he didn't need. Okay, so
Oh, by the way, I remembered something really quick. This is the thing. Alex Kurtzman has brought show tunes to Star Trek. He's bringing them back. I think that this dancing thing, he's doing it at all costs because he found out that Ethan Peck and Connie can both dance. Because she has, it's within her skill set that she would be able to dance because she's a pop star. And it's absolutely within his skill set that he'd be able to dance because he's a freaking Nepo hire who went to drama camp and has got a little bit of talent. He does.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Ethan Peck. He could have been an okay, I don't know, cop show actor or something, but he ends up on this. And he's trying to be Spock.
Chekhov or Sulu role on this show.
I don't want to really throw it on him, especially after I saw what Paul Wellesley did, because when he's being Spock, he's forced to say the stupidest things. But have you noticed that he does try to do it? He does seem to be putting a little bit into being Spock. It's not great, but he has nothing to work with.
He could, if they directed him properly and had a good story, he'd be an okay Spock. But Admiral, before we go further, I did want to call out Wes Cagle at a super chat that came in, and Mark Harkness stopped in, and I think a couple other people. So I just wanted, we've got plenty of ranting to do. I just wanted to make sure we caught the.
We're just trying to get through the synopsis, folks.
I got this Wes Cagle super chat. I thought is this the one?
That one's
okay.
New.
This was the opening was just an SNL level shot at Real Trek, nothing more, and not even SNL when it was funny. Yeah, you know what that went through my mind too, is that when he was being lampooned, and when he was lampooning himself, or it was at least John Belushi, William Shatner was able to sit there and be like, I don't like not being taken seriously, but it's the top show in America, and it's one of the top comedians on the show. I think it's probably a nod to my relevance. So he had something to take away from it. This was just, they were hatefully shitting on him because they cannot stand the fact that he is beloved and they are scorned. So yeah, you know what? These writers are not talented enough for SNL. They've been working in a failure-free environment for about 7 years now.
Yeah.
8 years now, and they have never been so good at failing and coping. So this was high school play level of story, and this was grammar school play level of delivery. I gotta tell you.
So
I don't need to be in big. I'm not ready to rant.
Admiral, so people are asking, what did this opening mockery have to do with the price of tea in China? Well, let me tell you, folks. Part of this mystery is figuring out who done it, and it involves a TV studio where they're filming what is a mockery of Star Trek.
What is it called? The final adventure or the final voyage?
Something like that. I
it's
mean,
so stupid.
The Last Frontier is what it's called.
Yeah.
And the parody is that they're on the USS Adventure.
Yes.
And by the way, I thought they said USS Vengeance for a few times because of the way Paul Wesley's affectated Kirk delivery was going. So I was like, yeah, this is Vengeance, all right. At least they're being open about it.
And the starship they're on is a no-class vessel.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So, the only way that they're going to fix this is to watch the show and see what happens on set. And figure out
that
who
malfunction happens. The malfunction where you must complete the holodeck story to unlock the power that is being drained from the ship so you can fly away from the exploding star, which, by the way, if we can monitor an exploding star from Earth with a lot of scientific accuracy, he couldn't have sat just the edge of the solar system.
Right.
He had to go let's go inside the orbit of their Mercury. Let's get closer. Let's go just above the corona. He was a fucking idiot. And he's like, oh, yeah, that experimental tech. Let's turn that shit on now. He would have been thrown out of any military for all the treason a long time ago. But now
you're being too smart again. You're being way too smart about it again.
We can't the pointing out the stupidity is is pointless.
Here's what I'm gonna do.
Oh,
I'm so
but you know
frustrated.
what? This scene-
Sean, you're in
this-
command.
you
I'm
have
gonna
your-
go to my ready room for a minute and just think while you guys get the movie show along.
All right,
So-
just one little comment here, JT,
Yes.
if I could.
Mhm.
I think Anson Mount did the best job here in this show this season because he actually played himself in this episode. Think about it.
Oh, an incompetent beta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, right here,
No.
this picture right here, this still picture, I think we're seeing the real Anson Mount.
Pretty close. Folks, this is Gene Roddenberry in the show with this horrible wig on Anson Mount. He acts like somebody took his lunch money and he's going to cry about it and make everybody else's day miserable. And
Yeah,
also
this is
lie
a
and evade
mockery.
answers. And
This whole show, this whole episode is about a full-blown 100% mockery of the original series. Make no
100%.
bones about it. They're not even trying to hide it at all.
Yes. So during the end of this, it's revealed who done it. There is an exchange between the mockery of Gene Roddenberry and the mockery of Captain Kirk, William Shatner, that we'll talk about later, but keep that in your back pocket. They who done it, and that's the end. And oh, by the way, just in the nick of time, Connie figures out the holodeck because Scotty can't redivert power for whatever stupid reason. They redivert power at the last second, and then
Scotty
the ship
doesn't
narrowly
know.
avoids.
He loses his
destruction.
train of thought in the middle of
Yes.
explaining why he's able to do it, and then he says, "I can just do it." Now, I would point out that all through
Scotty
this
doesn't
episode,
know.
Scotty doesn't know. I'd point out that all through this episode, Naughty R37 is incompetently tinkering around with things, and whenever this show has ever had to explain something, either one character interrupts another and tells them they're full of shit, and they've got to get to the point and or speak English, or the character who's explaining it will tell a person asking them whose life is in jeopardy, "Shut the fuck up, it makes sense, you just can't understand it." We do that so many times. They do it like once or twice in regular Star Trek. It's like, "It makes sense, Picard. Your feeble mind just can't understand it." Like back when the Q was the Q,
You're right.
not some
Right.
fucking weird wedding fucking planner in the goddamn birdcage.
And
Fuck the show.
I believe it ends with dancing one more fucking time because why not? But yeah, so they get out there, no harm, no foul, no treason, no failure of confidence of command. Once again, on the worthless captain. Let's see, we have the motif of more women on the bridge than men, telling Anson Mount what to do. Even in the mockery episode, did you all notice that? That
Well,
even in
I
the
did-
mockery, there were more women on the bridge.
I did notice it turned Teague into Tourette's, a Tourette's man. So
Well, that was me in the chat. That
Well-
was me in the chat earlier.
What is that smell of burnt toast?
it looked like he stuck his finger in a light socket over there.
I'm so fucking angry. I was screaming and yelling, but I made sure to turn off the microphone a while ago because I can't control how angry I am.
It was it was this afternoon was not a good afternoon for Captain Kirk over here. Just Admiral Sir Ed. Yeah.
This
If
was
you needed me
an
to lead a
attack.
charge, if you needed to have me lead a charge of starships into deep Klingon space to the Klingon homeworld, I would have done it. I would have done it.
Today's the day. Look at
Anyway,
the poster.
before I go and rant,
Look at
let's
the poster.
yeah.
I mean, they couldn't even get Mr. Nelson to make it. I mean, it's or just Fet for Hire make the Doomcock thumbnails. This is so much less good than a YouTuber's thumbnail. We're talking about a major YouTuber, but this is not as good as Doomcock's thumbnail. It fucking sucks.
It's AI generated. There's no other way. It looks 100% AI generated.
This is a major corporation with millions and millions and millions. Well, yeah,
No,
that
no,
needs to be
No,
restructured.
no, that owes
This is-
billions and
This is
billions
a
and billions.
historically respected studio.
They
with
just
a res-
paid
with-
1.5
with a
billion
ten-
to South Park, so I mean, they got to get something somewhere.
That was money well spent by these fucking idiots.
Let's be real.
And I'm gonna say right now, after seeing this, we'll just do this really easily. I want to so say we all, or you don't join the so say we all after I make this statement. On a minute-to-minute basis, actually worse than Section 31. So say we all.
So say we all.
So say we all.
Yeah, and like every minute of this was actually a little worse than every minute of Section 31, but Section 31 was a little bit more than twice as long as this, so that's still the single worst Star Trek property. It is unconscionable.
I don't know about that, and I say that because Section 31 only messes with its own coherency and I guess canon and in frame of reference. It's all out there doing its own thing and ruining its own thing. This is actively giving the middle finger to fans, actively saying F you to Gene Roddenberry, actively saying F you to Bill Shatner, actively saying F you to everyone else that was involved with the production in the 60s, mocked the people who made the music, mocked the special effects, mocked the costumes, mocked the fact that they actually did something original.
Mocked the blooper reels.
Doing it. Yes.
Nothing was
They
done
deeply
in fun.
mocked the.
real.
This
This
was
was
not
so-
fun.
Everything was just mean-spirited.
Mean.
And it's just like the wokies. That's just how they are. All these hyper left woke people, they're mean. And that's what this was.
Yeah. Yeah.
The only good news about this show is that its audience is so small. It consists of us pointing and in horror. We were like weeks 1 and 2. We were able to point and laugh. This was fucked up. This was maudlin. This was like the only thing I can compare this to is like my father was an NYPD officer, right? And sorry that it didn't work out for Rumble. That one blew up on the pad again. That's becoming
It's like the Soviet space program. Oh wait, no, that's
really
Strange New Lows. Anyway, the
goodbye Rumble.
we
We love you anyway.
You know what's funny, Teague? You said this had a small audience. The audience was so small that for most of the day, up until about 7 p.m. Eastern, the officially sponsored, what is that, Trek Cosplaying Life, Trek Cosplay Culture, one of those, their official one, had like 5,000 more views at 2
What I thought was funny was
than the
Trek-
actual episode did.
Trek Culture ran a live premiere and had 544 people watching. I was like, that's some fucking horse shit. There are
Well, we
544
know-
people who like this show.
We know that there's methods on YouTube that some would consider unnatural.
Unnatural. Yeah, we have found that out the hard way. And by the way, thanks for coming through. If you're here for the first time, we got a great crowd. I appreciate all of you so very much. Look, this feigned praise was just, this is the newest thing. These guys are, look, I'm going to talk about how I feel here, okay? I don't have access to the books. These guys are failures. One of the rumors out there after year 1 of Star Trek Discovery, when we found out that Netflix was actively trying to get rid of it, was that they said it wasn't Star Trek. And you know what feeds that rumor? It was that they attempted a soft reboot of Star Trek Discovery every season. They soft rebooted it every season. And their fans got so evil angry at me about that. Like, I quit Facebook over that nonsense.
Well, now they soft reboot every episode.
They soft reboot within the episode.
Look, I watched another review on this of somebody who has a confused idea about things. I'll just leave it there. Some people know who that is. Some people won't. They're basically on the outs of Paramount. They aren't getting the views they used to for this show in Hard and some of the others. They said that they liked the episode. Even they complained about the fact that you only have 8 episodes you could get away with the Deep Space Nine baseball episode when you had 26, 27, 28 episodes in a season. You could do that for a week. What the hell are you doing with 8 episodes?
Every
You do
episode
this
they're
do a
doing
whole-
is
week.
something they haven't earned. They're not doing regular episodes. Everything's a fantasy. Then we had a zombie. We've had a couple comedies. We've had a musical, and then we've
Romance.
had this shit. A
Mhm.
romance. Yeah, they have not.
This
they
was
have
the
yet
most
to do
effective
a genre
episode, but-
story of what this is supposed to be, and they haven't earned it. At least Voyager earned the Captain Proton episodes.
Yes.
Like when you got to
Right.
it, like, hey, they deserve to have some fun. The actors have been doing a good job. The fans are in for something like a little bit different. This show is just trying to be something new every fucking week.
There's a big
Well,
difference.
yeah.
Captain Proton episodes were actually fun.
Yeah, they were.
And the
but they
Captain
were
Proton
fun
episode
and they were
actually
done at the
met
right
new
time.
life. They went somewhere and met a new life form, a new civilization, and they had to figure out how to convince them that they weren't the enemy, and this was all a big misunderstanding. Like there
Right,
was
they
actually a
worked together.
Captain
Story
looked
there.
nice
Really
as
good
Lady
plot, yeah.
Arachnia.
yeah. So you even go that weird.
Even Captain Janeway was.
Guys, yeah, this was sirs, madams, this was horrible. They're gonna try to probably say that this was a legitimate sci-fi episode because we were on the holodeck and we had to do the elementary Dear Data thing, and like as Sean said, it's wholly unearned. The banter when Pike rolls out this new feature to his ship, Pike is so disinterested in his fucking ship. He couldn't care less. He couldn't care less. And thank God at least Rebecca Romaine's hair is not like, I don't know,
The
like
Aunt
some kind
Jemima
of,
thing.
like an Aunt Jemima do-rag. I don't know what the hell. She was wearing some kind of strange wig. Something happened at the filming for X-Men, or Rebecca Romaine got drunk and got like a bad haircut or something. Like she got like a Kate, she got a John and Kate +8 kind of haircut or something. They had to hide it. I don't know what she did. Most of the time she has the long dark hair extensions looking nothing like the person we remember because her hair's dark. But by the way, this episode drops the day we find out there's going to be a fucking puppet show.
Oh yeah, there's another
Not-
one they haven't earned. Here we go
Yep.
again.
Not
Here
not
we
only
go.
a puppet show. I'm trying to hold back my rant to give your glorious panel a chance to reach Silvacore on this too.
We're approaching rant level. We're getting
I don't
worked
know-
up here, folks.
I don't know how much I can hold back on this. I really don't. I really don't. Somebody jump in, please, because
Guys, you have free reign to say how you feel about it because you know what? We're going to speak from the heart. There's new YouTube monetization policies about cursing anyway. I don't know if you know this, but they found a bunch of people who think it's okay to be filthy. So thank you, Harley Davidson or whoever it is. And Rumble didn't work out, but if I did, I know that someone over there before every one of our videos, have you noticed that there is a certain endorser over there that we might know?
That was so controversial. Sir.
Oh, that's barely coming through.
Oh,
he was.
oh,
Sir, that was so controversial.
There it was.
Sir.
Hillary got hold
There
of the
we go.
volume knob there.
yeah, that's what.
I heard that's still going on too, as recent as today. That was still going on.
What, on Steinep's Pleasure Planet?
No,
We don't want to talk about that.
No, the whole the other thing about joining with evil forces that was totally made up.
Oh,
That whole thing. Anyway, we don't want to go into that. We don't want to go into that. But folks,
If you thought Star Trek was weird, we also had the news. But this Star Trek did earn its place in weirdness. And I'm just looking through some of the images I have of this thing. I mean, I feel like I don't even know how to explain it. It's like it's Star Wars. Where are you going with this thing?
yeah. You know, it reminded me of a line from Star Trek First Contact. Lily's talking with Captain Jean-Luc Picard. And she says, or Captain Jean-Luc Picard says, in my century, we don't succumb to revenge. We have a more evolved sensibility. And that's
I
kind of
mean,
like
I think being
what
French played
Kurtzman's
into
talking
that.
about. Yeah, that's what Kurtzman thinks he's doing. In Lily is kind of like the audience. Bullshit. I saw the look on your face when you shot Star Trek on the holodeck. You were almost enjoying it. Alex Kurtzman, how dare you? Lily, oh, come on, Captain. You're not the first man to get out of thrill out of deleting a franchise. I see it all the time. Kurtzman, get out. Lily, or what? You'll delete me like you deleted Ensign Lynch?
I think the worst part of the episode might be Anson Mount walking around, cavorting around, purporting to be drunk. Proxy Gene Roddenberry morphed into proxy, like Jeffrey Hunter. Like the supposition of the murder mystery, this terrible murder mystery in Strange New Lows, is that like this character is going to be replaced on the show Last Frontier.
Yes, he's being replaced as the showrunner.
And by the way, the CGI ghosts of people on this is not role play on the holodeck, okay? These are all this is not role play on the holodeck, okay? These are all CGI ghosts of the Enterprise crew, all right? They're just for whatever reason they're using any old actors. If this was the Next Generation, we would have had 10 or 12 different people in here for like a Dixon Hill thing. But no, we got Where in the World is Connie and Spock, and just I can't thread the needle on this one, so I have to finish it. I think they're obsessed with the dancing thing, and both people can dance, but it's that they're never dancing with each other because the production schedule is garbage.
Teague, look at the comment I posted up there from Mark.
A puppet show. At least they have to get their heads out of their asses to make room for the hands. The puppet show.
Like either one, though. That's the thing. They would like both.
The puppet show is unbelievable. I'll try to find an image of that. Anybody want to?
Wait, did we get the puppet show? I didn't. Was that at the end of this thing?
No, the puppet show dropped as a trailer at San Diego.
Con.
Listen,
okay, so that's still coming. Okay.
I made a video about this, guys. I pinned the URL to the top of the chat. Do me a favor, like queue it up to watch later. Hit it up with a like now. It needs love. I'm trying to like repower this channel. We're coming out of like a fog. We were like in our own little Delphic expanse with a lot of problems and like some serious sabotage we're trying to overcome. We're gonna get there. And you know what? We got a great conversation to be had about how terrible this show is. So just, help us with the engaged views, and we really appreciate it. I'm trying to find a picture of the puppet, but what happens is hours after we see this, the San Diego Comic-Con, where they had 5 different interpretive dance numbers for Comic-Con.
They were shitty looking puppets, by the way. I've seen better puppets on
These were
YouTube,
not
like
Muppets.
WDW Pro.
These were not Muppets.
They've got better puppets. Yeah. And
these are like
those guys
Jim
have bad puppets.
Henson's
I'm just
Creature
saying,
feature.
YouTubers have better puppets than they do.
This is Jim Henson's Creature Creation Shop, is I think the name of the puppet creationists on this one.
Yeah.
Because Disney owns the Muppets. So it's Henson's kid. And so the Muppets also, like, don't ask me why. I don't think the Muppets have to look 25% different. I think this might be that, like, this guy actually thinks that he has some kind of talent. You don't, by the way, John Henson.
They'll call them Moppets. Moppets.
Yeah, something like that in the land of year. But like this whole stupid thing with the Pike puppet. I think they're trying to get somewhat their own identity, but you can see that it's born of the Muppets. The only way I could say it's like two Muppets. One, like when a mommy Muppet loves a daddy Muppet, sometimes the mommy Muppet doesn't have a well-shielded microwave, and and things go terribly wrong for the baby Muppet, and that's what happened with the Pike puppet, which I can show to you now to my great inner loathing and chagrin, we have this image drops just hours after this episode. It's not even a good chair.
Springtime for Admiral Teague and Saving Trek.
In about 5 years, you know what? I will be still younger than Gene Roddenberry when they did TNG by a whole fucking hell of a lot. Maybe I will rant my way into the ability to write one stinking episode of Star Trek, a pilot perhaps. Maybe you could get from me what they used to call a spec script. Maybe you could have with me a script meeting, and I could tell you a little bit about how we could have a Star Trek show where we wouldn't have to address any of this for a little while and still have a good, meaningful Star Trek time in about 2 years. Pushing it early. Because the destruction of yesterday was 2 enormous attacks on the fandom like we have never seen. This goddamn puppet, along with that fucking episode, and this puppet was presented like the freak of nature it is. Look how shit the puppet is.
Oh, and the joke, you want to know the joke, everyone, if you didn't see this preview? The joke was the bridge is empty. Oh, where is everyone? Where are you?
As though there's ever anyone there.
So funny.
Where's all the women that tell me what to do?
Yeah. Yeah,
He was in character in the fact that he didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, because they don't think they're going to be around. This is a stunt for Jim Henson's Creature Shop too. He's like, maybe Star Trek will make a comeback. Maybe it will. This Harris isn't going to run for governor. She's going to run for president now. By the way, good news for Californians who will not have to live under the Harris regime.
Yeah.
I mean, this,
Admiral,
this
sir,
look at this fucking thing. Yes.
When I see this, my reaction, because everything else I've already seen today, you know, I've got some part German in my lineage. When I see this, I get images floating around in my mind of a certain unfriendly group of airplanes that like to go down really fast and then come back up again. Vehicles.
You're saying you'd like to make a Messerschmitt all over this?
Or give them, you know, a little shtick of my mind, if you will.
My favorite
I have
line in
images
the movie
of tracked pleasure vehicles going through downtown Paris on holiday.
My favorite line in the movie
I'm
Easy
a
Money is
vegetarian on
when he
this.
throws the
I
model
would
of the
go
German
there,
plane on the table.
I want to know
screams.
where Beaker is. I want to know where Beaker and Dr. Bunsen Honeydew are. That's what I want to know.
This is not such a great puppet.
They're going to race swap Bunsen.
Admiral, would it make a difference if it was?
No, but I mean, it does make a difference that it doesn't, I suppose. It's just like you are really just cementing this with the most mid things. The most mid of mid things. I mean, Paramount's Jim Henson's Creature puppet.
I think Sean's got a point. You're right. They will make those changes, Sean. It'll be Dr. Mabenga Honeydew.
Yeah.
I clipped a picture of
Is
McMurderer.
that technically a race swap?
The old men that are complaining are going to be like
It's
people in the theaters yelling at the screen. Hey, get the fuck out of there!
Mabenga was
those two guys in it too. It might actually get good.
It's my opinion that Mabenga was cynically intellect swapped.
Now, who becomes Miss Piggy?
Well, I mean,
Do I
we've
ask,
already
Chris,
got
or is
it's
that- Oh,
Christine.
It's got to be
It's
number
Christine.
one. It's got to be number one.
Number one does have a beer belly. Number one sports a generous beer belly. They try to have her walk straight at the camera, but when they took those candidates on set, the photographer just put out the most unflattering pictures that he could think of.
Gonzo is.
I guess she's a lot of fun to work with, right, Sean?
Maybe. Yeah.
Gonzo is
I don't know. My cousin
Gonzo.
actually told me about that.
But then who's Fozzie? Is Fozzie the engineer?
Fozzie can be.
Transporter chief?
Who's always telling jokes that aren't funny? Well, all of them, but
Oh, they think they're hilarious. They think they're hilarious.
Maybe Uhura is Fozzie?
No, she's fuzzy.
Let's look at a picture that makes us feel good.
Oh, Conehead.
I figured you were putting out Sydney Sweeney.
We'll get some Sydney Sweeney later, I promise.
Hail lemon pie, by the way.
Hell, lemon pie. Good
Hey,
to see
lemon
you, buddy.
pie.
You know what? This was a story Jerm and I were talking about 14 months ago, and it had the question mark because we didn't know. But like, what happened was it looked like rumors were coming out that the Ellisons really didn't like the direction of Star Trek, and then the Paramount sale got held up. And I'm just gonna say it since there's no monetizing this stream anyway, guys. This sale was held up, and it's CBS, who were shown to be not the best actors. Oh my gosh! Hey, thank you, Radioactive. They're shown not to be the best actors, and they delayed this until after the election. And who got in trouble for messing around and waiting around in the dirty water of the U.S. election and trying to maybe put their thumb on the
You
scale?
did, Admiral Teague. You did.
Well, yeah, I got called out for it all the time by YouTube, but no, CBS lost that lawsuit to the guy who won the election.
Yeah.
And thank you so much. And hello, Mondo, by the way, but thank you very much, Radioactive.
Between that lawsuit, Admiral, and the most unfunny man on TV in any time slot losing tens and tens of millions a year on a show that you could do in a basement.
He's really got them by the change purse. But let me read Radioactive super chat. He says, HH Secretary Kennedy has determined that one can detox from Kurtzman's soy trek. Strange new woke with 100% organic Star Trek TOS. Watch daily. Yeah, I needed a palate cleanser after this. Unfortunately for me, what it was ruminating on how angry I was and making what, I don't know how many of you guys got to see it, but I made a video about this, and it's only 4.5 minutes long. I said I was able to get the plot of this episode done in 35 seconds? There's nothing to this. It's really, really weak. Thank you so much, Radioactive, for the generous $5 US super chat. I really appreciate it. Thank you, my friend. And Krimlon's got the best avatar, so he gets him big in for the moment.
Yes. Krimlon, what did you think of the show?
The best description is, what I gave there. Yeah, it was not good at all. I mean, I think you did a pretty good job describing every tiny little detail. I think it just got worse by the very end of it with the stupid bloopers.
Krimlon, I didn't really even talk about the 25 minutes of dialogue in the middle because
I started zoning out.
Mean anything.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I started zoning out, and the whole little kind of the parts where she started coming off as overly intelligent. I realized Spock is the hologram. I don't think any of the story really made any sense, to be honest with you.
How about an engineering, Krimlon, where Rebecca Romaine can't be on the bridge to keep an eye on Pike, so she goes to engineering, and she says she has to do Scotty's job. I would say, and we have 2 people with military experience here who could speak to this. 3 people.
Why is he even there?
He had demonstrated such a level of rank and competence by the way she owned him, dressed him down, called him out, told him he was a fool, and then told him to get it done, that honestly, there was no excuse and maybe even a call of dereliction of duty and misbehavior by the officer, not relieving him on the spot with that little confidence. You can't cut a man down to nothing and then be like, save all our lives. That wasn't exactly inspired leadership.
Well,
Krimlon. What do you guys think of that?
I don't think it made it any better with him going to Uhura the whole time.
You talking about
she basically came off as the genius to figure out stuff.
Naughty R37 not being able to do shit?
Right.
Yeah.
What was up with Uhura trying to light a cigarette off the holographic fire, but the holographs can't light cigarette? Who lights a cigarette off a fireplace in the first place? It's a roaring fire, but she can't light it. She can't light it, and she goes, "Yeah, but the thing is, the fire would have the simulation would have corrected to light her hollow cigarette, or I guess."
But that really wasn't her. That was the hologram person, though.
Right, but she's got a holographic cigarette, so the simulation would have just.
Teak, you're
You
being
know what I
too
mean?
smart again.
They
but
were trying to
The
recreate.
hologram would have never known that was a simulation, though.
Teak, stop. You're being too smart again with this.
What they were trying to
You're-
recreate Michael Jackson's Pepsi commercial.
You wanted the hair to just go up?
They would. JT got it.
Admiral, you're trying to go for things that are like at such a level that you have to have at least a competent thing to put on the damn screen before you can start complaining about this stuff. Like, if we focus on that stuff, no offense, you're missing the bigger picture. Like, yeah, it's. I don't even know where to go with it. Right, this is so far from going well. She didn't light the cigarette right. Okay, but there's 10,000 pages of other shit to get to first. You know, it's like North Korea. They'll the building might not have electricity or plumbing or gas hookup or windows, and the top of it is crumbling, but they put a new coat of paint on it.
Well,
still
that sounds
can't
like
so
the
much better.
Los Angeles Unified School District.
I mean, I still can't get over the CGI holodeck. The CGI, the shitty CGI holodeck that was, basically ripped out of Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Why
Yeah.
have a hologram wondering out loud why the holographic fire didn't light her holographic cigarette? It was the Is it simulation? She stuck her face into a fire. That didn't strike her as weird. That there was no consequences for that either. You fucking
Weird,
asshole.
weird.
No fire in there, though. It was a fake
Yeah,
fireplace.
Yeah.
The thing was that they didn't have enough money to render the fire, but the show assumed that there's a fire. Like, we don't see inside the fireplace. We see the glow coming out, and it's not the right kind of light for a fire either. They couldn't afford the Firelight app
They
plug-in.
couldn't afford one of those Amish fireplaces either.
They couldn't even afford a Dutch oven.
Well, it would have
Mark
gone against the
Harkness
narrative because they
said it.
threw the film in there, and since it wasn't a real fire, of course,
It only kind of burned it. It
No,
was
it
a
didn't
little
burn
bit
it.
burned.
it didn't even
The end
burn
of it looked. The last
it was
like,
they
few
used
frames
it
looked
they
bent
used
up
it as
and burnt.
a rope to strangle the person.
Oh, yeah,
what
that's
would have
right.
been better since it was so experimental? It would have the holographic fire would have caught the holodeck actually on fire,
It would have been
and
nice.
that's how the power stops going to the holodeck. That would have been funny, at least.
So, a couple of times during this, Rebecca Romaine is ramrodding Scotty and telling him to do stuff. And, like, Riker was never this mean and strict with his crew. He is just, like, ramrodding. She's just ramrodding. And it's like, but she is packing more down there than I ever would. Like, talking to
Lieutenant
men
Commander
that
Worf
way
was
and
never that
stuff.
cruel.
It made
Lieutenant
it
She
more
was
Commander
mean,
entertaining,
Tuvok
right?
was never that cruel. Chakotay
Like,
was
the
never that cruel.
power of hectoring.
Look, when Chakotay had to bust some heads because his former crew didn't get it through their skulls that they were on one ship and you're going to follow Starfleet rules. Even when
Riker
you
was
reach
nicer
across
to
the
Ro
table.
Laren than Romaine was
Yeah.
here.
I mean, Chipotle even popped his former crewmate across the face in the mess hall, and even he wasn't even as cruel as what Rebecca Romaine's doing here. I mean, goodness gracious, but she almost has to be that mean because Pike has let everybody run his ship for him for years now, and there's really no saving it. If any of these people ever get transferred to other duty stations, they're going to immediately be cashiered out of Starfleet. So, I mean, at least give her that. She's trying to save their careers. But okay, folks. So
She should save her own after doing this shit.
this is Exhibit A, and this is probably what's going to spark off a rant. So, Admiral, okay. So this is a scene.
Oh God.
Okay, are we good? Okay, this is a scene where they're saying all quiet on the set, then they do something, and this woman in the back messes it up, and this is now Gene Roddenberry and William Shatner arguing after they say "and cut," And Bill Shatner says, where do I even start? And then this
Oh
is
yeah, I
Gene
can't work this
Roddenberry.
way. I can't work under these conditions over and over.
This is the most toxic piece of bullshit that you're ever going to see coming out of Kurtzman Trek.
It's
In
hateful.
Gene Roddenberry, it's hateful. It's vile. You'll see why in a second. Gene is saying to Bill Shatner, where do I even start? Maybe you could try delivering the line like an actual human being for once. Saying, fuck you, Bill Shatner. You can't read a script. You don't know how to act. We all, through history, have joked about his delivery of lines occasionally is segmented, right? This is them saying,
doesn't
fuck
matter.
you. Go for it.
It doesn't matter. Nobody cares what fucking Alex Kurtzman thinks. This is coming across exactly like what it is. It's a very, very bitter, angry, empty person's rant. He's speaking on behalf of Kurtzman. But the thing is that this is not really, this is an unconscious self-insert of Kurtzman. This is actually the things that Kurtzman would say to William Shatner if he could, because when they sit down at the end of the day, they're like, that original series and all those old scumbags ruined this for us. We can never have fun with it or do it or anything and make it modern because they're all so uncool. And William Shatner, he's like a real piece of garbage. We really don't like him. Like, let's take it to him. Like the way Disney used to take it to James Earl Jones by not wishing him a birthday was just absolutely not even in the same ballpark with this was malevolent.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they basically said, fuck you, Bill Shatner, right here. I never would. Of course. Why would I? I mean, let's think about that for 2 seconds. This is Kurtzman Trek and all of those fucking losers saying F you to Bill Shatner. Now, it gets better, folks. It gets better because there's an answer. Okay. Well, maybe if you wrote a line worth delivering, I could try to. This is Bill Shatner now telling Gene Roddenberry, you're a fucking hack. Fuck off.
And I'm sorry, but if I'm Paul Wesley, I might have reservations being the mouthpiece of the most failed director ever, the most failed person ever connected with Star Trek, going after the most successful person ever connected with Star Trek. And oh, by the way, the most beloved actor of our time. I mean, I don't know about successful, and I don't want to say, sought after or whatever, but the most beloved. If William Shatner started selling like home micro beer kits tomorrow, we'd all buy one just to drink Shatner beer. If William Shatner started selling weed, we'd buy William Shatner's weed.
Yeah, William Shatner was
Romulan because it creeps up on you.
If William Shatner started a company where I could get a hotel room, I would do it.
I would trust him for all my flights.
The Twilight Zone. He was doing a lot of other work before Star Trek. He was out there.
He was doing Shakespeare.
Cruising the galaxy while Alex Kurtzman was still in fucking diapers. Although it's yet to be confirmed if he's still in them today or not.
Yeah.
But
that's why Shakespeare. He's 10 times the actor of all these people combined. 10 times.
That's why the opening was modeled after Mark Antony's defense of Julius Caesar.
Yeah. So, folks, you have it right here. This is when I messaged to Teague, I messaged to Sean and Kremlon and Germ, the whole rest of the panel. Radio, you didn't see it, but it's not going to surprise you. I said, I can't fucking do this anymore. I can't fucking do it. How do they let this get out in fucking public that you are just going to go here and say, okay, you know what? The two biggest people, the man that wrote this property, that's put food on people's plates for decades, that's given generations of people something to be happy and united about. How can you say he is a fraud and can't write?
Because he's
the whole reason that your show is even here in the fucking first place. Okay. Then you go around and you say to somebody who is in their 90s that he can't act. The dude's been in more things than Goldsman probably could even count because he can't count that high. He doesn't have the intelligence. And you're actively going to come out here and say this to both of them. Now, folks, the rest of this scene is just as insulting. Well, it's not just as insulting because you can't get any more insulting than this. But I'll tell you what, if you keep putting this crap out and you expect to have any more than 5 people still watching your show by the end of the season, I mean, I want to know where you pick these people up because I got swampland in Florida. I got to sell them. This is an insult to everything that Star Trek has ever been and ever will be. No thanks to you. No thanks to you. If they have any common sense over at Skydance, this is going to get flushed down a toilet somewhere in the southern hemisphere so it spins the wrong way and you never see it again. It goes all the way to the Earth's core. This stuff is so toxic, so toxic. I can't even pick something in Doctor Who that is this disastrously bad. I mean, I can't even think of another TV show where they say F you this bad. I sit here and I watch this and I think, not only do they steal shit with unoriginality, they have no ideas. This is stolen straight from TNG using technology that's not in canon. These people just do whatever they want. They just do whatever they want. There was a Comic-Con, that San Diego thing where they threw the stupid fucking puppets out there. They went out there and they went on a panel where Kurtzman has his producer writer of the week out there, and I felt sorry for her. It was very clear she didn't know what she was doing out there on the stage.
And some day
Looked
players.
like a nice enough person. And, they asked her a question. She didn't know how to answer it. Alex Kurtzman is basically sitting right there in the same chair with her on the stage. And she just starts talking because she knows she has to come up with an answer on it. And Alex Kurtzman's sitting there grinning ear to ear like the Joker and nodding his head at about 10 revolutions a second to everything she's saying. And her response to, oh, what is it like to work for Star Trek was, well, you see, writing for 60s is hard. I usually like to write for 30s. Meaning, I don't like writing a full hour of television. I like to write 30-minute sitcoms. That's
or was she trying
to write for Star Trek Academy? The next piece of bullshit.
What?
Yes, it's in there. Go back and watch it in the conference. That is the caliber of people that they're picking to write this shit. Because you know what? Alex Kurtzman does not care about Star Trek. He never did. It was just a vehicle for him to get on to fulfill some weird fantasies and dreams that he had about being a big Hollywood director, producer, executive. And that was his meal ticket. It wouldn't matter if this was a TV show about, fucking the A-Team or Flipper or the Muppet Babies or you name it. He would not
fuck
care.
up Muppet Babies so
he
bad.
would fuck up Muppet Babies, okay? He does not care about Star Trek. Do not ever believe him saying that. And if you haven't seen it through Discovery, through P-Hard, through Short Treks, through the first 2 seasons of this, well, I invite you to see fucking Exhibit A in season 3, episode 4, okay? This is the most insulting piece of shit that I've ever seen in entertainment. And I've seen some
This
bad
was
stuff.
worse
I
than
watched
Section
Last Jedi.
31. Minute to minute, it was worse than Section 31.
Exactly.
If this had been longer, it would have exceeded Section 31.
Section
This
31
was possibly
just stupid. This is beyond that.
This was pompous and self-hating.
This was deliberate. Look, there's a lot of
This is
incompetence
sabotage.
through
This is
effort.
sabotage.
This was fucking deliberate. And there's people that have even said they've liked the first 3 episodes of this fucked up season. No, I'm sorry. This was deliberate. Even they were saying how mean this was. This did not come off like a joke to anyone. Even the people that are paid to say that they like this said that this felt mean and nasty. Okay, why even bother continuing it? Just stop calling it Star Trek. Just call it the genre show because that's all you're doing. You're
why are
halfway
you
through a
messing with a
fucking
man?
season, and we've done
Why-
nothing.
Listen to this one, though. Why are you messing with a man who, when you type the word William into the Google search bar or the X search bar, he comes up first. It auto-completes William Shatner. He is the most
Well, he
famous
passes up
of all.
William of Orange, William the Conqueror.
William
There's a
Shakespeare.
lot of historical Williams out there, and he comes up as number 1. This guy, he's not a perfect man. He's not a saint. but
He
you
makes
don't
fun of
go
Mark
after-
Hamill today on his X, and that's it. He had nothing.
It's-
It didn't even register with him.
Admiral, to put it in context, it would be like a general going up into the army, making it all the way to a 3-star general, and then going out there on a podium and talking shit about Patton for an hour. Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
You're in the
You
German
wouldn't.
army?
You fucking
Because
wouldn't.
you're in the German army?
No, oh no. You're in like the Biden picked special senior brass.
Same thing. Same
Okay.
difference.
So you'd be wearing a dress.
Yes, exactly. You, I'm just gonna say fuck it 10 more times, Teague. So
that's why we want to know, when are we going
We're never
to have
getting
Star Trek
monetized on
Nuremberg?
this one.
When are we having Star Trek Nuremberg?
Listen, I'll put it to you like this. There's a reckoning coming to the final frontier, and there's going to be a restoration after that. You can't fail like they failed they have not, and I say this in my video, they have not found an audience in 16 years. They're not going to find it now.
May I make a case for why watching the rest of the show is important?
Okay.
go for it. Go for it.
I knew that would get everyone quiet for a second.
I'm depressed.
I'm trying not to be mad at you, Radioactive.
For the very reasons we've already discussed, somebody has to make a journal of this stuff.
It's okay. I'm going to do it myself. No one else has to watch
Because-
it. From now on, I'm going to make a video every week.
Because look, if we don't call out this stuff, who's going to? Nobody else is doing it, but somebody has to call it out, and somebody has to have a record of what's wrong with this material.
Well, here's the problem. This material is doing a great job of carpet bombing all Star Trek. So if I'm going to save the watch parties and the Star Trek material, what I would think would be more in the interest of the channel is, I think we probably have to realign. I'll make videos for every one of these stupid episodes, or for the ones that are like the next outrageous one.
Well, I'll try to watch them. I just couldn't get beyond it today.
Or you could have,
It
or
was
we could,
horrible.
or we can do a
I don't think
panel,
it's getting better, Sean.
or you can do an edited panel review, which might be for the best. But I would say reviewing this actually serves a purpose, so that people know
you're right.
what's going on. I don't blame anybody for not wanting to watch it. That's a whole other thing, right? That's not what I'm getting at. But you got to record what's bad about it, because otherwise, it's just one of those things where it's insinuated. But people can. We need to reiterate for people who may watch this later on or step into it midway through. That episode is currently available for everyone to see for free. So you don't need to take our word for it. You can see it yourselves. And you can see that opening 3 minutes or so, and you will get the juxt of what's going on with the rest of the show. And yes, this was a direct attack, not even veiled, really. It was a direct attack on Shatner and on Roddenberry, and it was obvious. I mean, even if you're a casual, a watcher of Star Trek over the years, you're going to see, wait a minute, that's interesting the way they did it. And what I find ironic is the character that plays Soykirk, okay, in this previous enactments of Soykirk, he never did the Shatner inflections until now. Okay. So they deliberately went out of their way to make sure that he imitated Shatner.
And Chris Pine either said
Oh, it was
fuck you
deliberate.
or was told not to do it.
It was
Chris Pine did
deliberate.
it once at the end of 09, and it was kind of cool.
For a
'Cause he goes,
second.
bounce.
Yeah.
That's all he did, and it was fine. That's
Yeah.
all he needed to do. And it was sweet and well intended, and there was heart behind it.
But this time it was done throughout the whole episode. And if you were to see any of the other installments of either Soyscovery or Strange New Woke, you would see where the current actor that's playing the Kirk caricature never does that inflection. Okay, he doesn't do it that way, but this time it's pronounced.
Where's his apology? What has he got to say about this? I wonder what his ex looks like. So William Shatner isn't even acknowledging it. And William
Good.
Shatner shouldn't, because he generated more money today than they ever will.
That much is true. That much is true. Imagine if you even monetized this quote unquote free episode.
Paul Wellesley isn't on X.
The
I bet you we can find him on fucking Blue Sky.
So what do you think the re-upload of Critical Drinker After Hours was last week? 53,000 views on a re-upload.
Wow.
That's beating what a studio put out for free by more than 2 to 1. Now they might get some views on their paid service, which we'll never see or know about. But again, folks, 0.002, if this were a TV rating. I mean, we might be yelling at a bunch of nothing. I mean, I'd like to watch whatever's on screen a hell of a lot more than what I had to watch today.
Here's what I propose.
There
Gentlemen, I think
nobody
we've suffered
watching this
enough.
shit. Yeah,
Guys,
agreed.
here's the proposition. You ready? Rather than kill this channel by chasing Strange New Woke exclusively, and I'm not saying I'm going to drop Strange New Woke. Well, we'll deal with your rebel friends soon enough. But how about this? We have suffered enough. How about to get up to speed and save the channel and make it a little more robust? We watch Landman. I will promise to make videos, at least 2 more. Okay? And on Friday nights, rotating members of the panel will join me to discuss every episode of Strange New Worlds on Friday. Like, we'll go on at I don't know, 8 or 9. How's that for fair? Because Landman's a good show. It's better than this Star Trek. No one has to be broken anymore. And now, aside from me, people only have to watch it when it's your week to go on Friday with me. Or if you want to. That's my proposition. And I promise to make videos. Thoughts?
Fine
That's
with me.
Allie Larder on the left. Remember her from Heroes?
Oh, is that who that is?
Yeah.
Ethan Bush.
We see her boobs in this, by the way. I'm just saying.
Well, now you
If
have
we
my
watched
attention.
If we watch this show, we will finish it and have about 3 weeks before they start season 2. And that's when we could probably put the channel in a position to not have to worry as much about what is going on, because they are destroying the Star Trek fandom. And every time we lose a Star Trek creator, or every time another season of Strange New Worlds, more than any other show, airs, it shrinks the fandom. It shrinks the fandom. Where's Disparu's video? I don't think even he has made one about this. It's not
He's usually
doing
a day
well
or two
enough.
behind on these.
But this is week 3.
Well, no, on this show, no, he's done. He did a review of Academy, the trailer.
I think he stays away from the actual episodes because they don't do well enough. He'll talk about the shows in a general way.
Yeah,
He makes a video every 4 or 5 episodes. He is actively making them, though. And doesn't he do good video essay work? I love his work.
Now they're better. I think now that they've gotten a little bit shorter, because he had 45-minute reviews and stuff. I just had this too much.
The 2-hour
He's
reviews
tight.
of Velma were so fucking funny. The show is 20 minutes
Yeah.
long.
Yeah. Anyway, but when you guys are ready, I've got my 2-minute rant ready to go. I mean,
Go
it'll
for
be
it. I know
time.
I went over 2 minutes by a little bit, but
oh no, I wasn't saying that you should only have 2 minutes. I'm like, mine would make 2 or 3 tops, but get ready to play the patent music, T, because I've been holding it back too.
Permission to speak freely.
Oh,
Mr.
okay.
Carter.
You ready, or did
It's
did
all you.
Krimlon or Radio
I've
want to
taken
go?
my
I mean-
blood pressure medication. Let's do it.
Krimlon, what else have you to say of this absolute trash fire? Aside from the fact, don't stand upwind from it because it's very, very toxic. Hey, Miss Catonic.
Yes,
Eminem.
it was definitely
But-
toxic enough to give me diarrhea.
Yes, yeah,
Oh, is that
yeah.
what it was?
No, I think you guys pretty much pegged everything. It was kind of hard.
Peg is the word.
Yeah, there was a lot of pegging in this. It really. I mean, you don't have to be an extreme fan of Star Trek to know that this was something that they did intentionally to insult the original creators and actors of the original series.
And it's not like this is the first time either, right?
No, I think this is
if
the
you
most
remember,
atrocious- I think. This is the
yeah,
most
but they
atrocious
tried
one.
to do it in Discovery, right? When they had
Yeah.
a gene cleaning up the mess in the transporter pad.
I think this
We all
was
remember
worse with
that.
the fact with the way they did Roddenberry dirty.
They did him
along
so
with-
dirty. And
yeah, with
you-
Kirk and everything. That one, I was just like, wow, they're
That
really
was
going, especially
fucked
the
up.
bloopers. The bloopers at the end, I was like, wow, they're really going in. They straight up called him stupid and everything.
Yeah. Speaking ill of the dead, I wonder if things have gone horribly wrong with Rod Roddenberry. That's one
Maybe.
thing that would explain it.
Maybe.
You know what, JT? Do me a favor. Like, you don't have to watch it at regular speed, but since you had that queued up, can you look at the Strange New Worlds? Just watch the blooper segment and count the producers.
What wasn't Roddenberry a war was a war veteran, a World War II veteran?
Yes, he was.
Then I
And he
think
fought
also
on our
survived-
side, unlike where Kurtzman would have gone to fight.
Yeah, well, and he survived what, like two or three plane crashes?
Yeah, fatal ones.
Oh, this was directed by Jonathan Frakes. Even
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
better.
I couldn't believe it. Like, he's lost all of his ability. This is when people say, like, Jonathan Frakes is a good Star Trek director. I'm like, yeah, you know what? Like,
Back in the day.
First Contact doesn't look so great anymore, and he's more of a TV guy, and he did okay with the TNG episodes, and not so good with anything else ever again. He
Up
wasn't
to
ready to direct
13,
movies.
it's still going. 16, still going. 17.
They're going to start throwing 2 and 3 at
20.
a time at you to confuse you.
I got up to 20.
It's only 20.
Yeah, there's only 20. But there was a Roddenberry in
Uh-oh.
that list.
I was
Yeah.
basically just enjoying listening to you rant about it.
It's, what do you call it? It's Eugene Roddenberry, or
Yes,
whatever
it
his
is.
name is his son. Or Rod Roddenberry, whatever he calls himself. He's Gene Roddenberry's son, and it's like, at least he gave us unification. I don't know what to tell you. I think maybe the relationship with him is fractured. This was mostly a deal made with a much older Majel Barrett who thought she had maybe a few more years left than she did. I don't think Majel Barrett thought she only had 2 or 3 more years left. I think she thought she might have had 5 or 8. So Rod Roddenberry, I don't know how involved he is, but like maybe they just like they've dunked on his father so many times, and like maybe he's gone to a couple of cons and seen how this is a con, this is a grift. When Alex Kurtzman does something, when he goes out there and does an interview, it's always in an astroturfed room. Sean, those are definitely day players in the Kurtzman room. Am I right? Filling up most of those seats.
Oh God, yeah.
There's no way. There's no way. They've hired more actors to fill the convention room than they've ever hired to have on their ship. Although I did notice this. When I went back to season 1 of Strange New Worlds and harvested some footage, there were people walking around the sickbay. There were background actors. The ship didn't look as unbelievable. Every little hit that they've taken. The somewhat empty Enterprise in Star Trek Original Series Season 3 it is, they work around it well. It is there, but the thing is, it doesn't help the show, but the show is so strong that it's not a break in the believability. In a normal TV show, and Sean can tell you this, if two characters are walking down the hallway, what we'll do is we'll shoot them like talking to each other. And then for a moment, we'll be behind them and we'll see someone say walking towards them. And then we'll shoot back at them again. And then the person who was walking towards them will pass them and be walking behind them. You know, and that nails this into reality and heightens the believability of your lines. And when you're saying we went longer than we ever went in any episode I can remember of Voyager, just saying things that didn't mean a goddamn thing, the quantum discriminator injectors, and what the fuck were they talking about? It was absolute fucking gobbledygook. They didn't even try to make it make sense. And I could rant multiple times all night. And I'm saying, like, you know, maybe Landman is a better way to go. And on Friday nights, I'll do the Star Trek show.
Quantum discriminator is?
Well, when I went to school, there was one at every desk, of course. I went to school
Now
at
we have
Daniels.
a discriminator. That's what DEI is. It's discriminator EI because they were discriminated against.
These are our choices. We could watch this or this. I would rather be in a good position to be the strongest
Let's
Landman
watch something
panel.
wholesome. I go for the first one.
Landman?
Yes.
Yeah, this is
Everyone loves
awesome.
boobs.
By the way, here's the thing. This is Allie Larder is the bitch ex-wife of Billy Bob Thornton, who show me a beautiful woman, I'll show you a guy who's tired of fucking her. Is the meta of this show. But
Madman
this is
seems
his
to
height.
agree. Hands up for Landman.
Get this, his teenage daughter, Michelle Randolph, is actually 28 years old. Don't worry. Don't worry about the fact they objectify the shit out of this actress. And they do.
Well,
these actresses
she's
came
28
to work
years
to
old,
be
at least you don't have to
objectified.
feel horrible for looking at
She's
her.
28. Yeah, but well, she's playing 18 and she's getting away with it because they're good at filming her. She's not very tall. You know who this is on the left, Sean? It's the girl who gets bit by the Joker wolf in 1923.
I never saw that show.
Kremlin,
did.
this is the woman who gets bit by the Joker wolf on the right.
Oh yeah, no, I remember. Oh, I remember.
Yeah.
I
Kremlin,
was still
that's
rooting.
when
I was rooting for all of them to die on that show.
you had job security once you came up with the nickname for the term Joker Wolf. It's very hard to say. I had to practice it all day. I blew like 13 attempts to record that, and then I finally was able to deliver the line Joker Wolf without messing it up. But we could watch this, or we could watch Star Trek, or how about this? There's three possibilities. I offer it to you, the panel, to decide. Thursday nights we could watch Landman, and I have no problem watching season 1. I just watched episode 1 again, and I could make Landman videos. Or on Thursdays we could watch Strange New Worlds, and we can do that. And everyone pledges to watch Landman if they want to help out in the fall, because no one's compelled to be on the Landman panel. But everyone's invited, including Wes Cagle, who was smarter than the rest of us and quit Strange New Worlds before it started. We thank you, Wes Cagle, and your sober judgment. By the way, I found out what Miskatonic University is. I remembered. It's the school by Arkham Asylum. It's in Gotham. Miskatonic University's in Gotham, isn't it, Miskatonic Madman? Mr. Phobos, Landman has so much ass the production team had to rent out stadium seating. Yeah. There is a lot of ass in it. We get to see both of these women pretty naked. I haven't gotten past episode 4, so I don't know if we see Michelle Randolph naked. I'm thinking Allie Larder, 50. She's going to show off all the goods as much as she can and cash that paycheck all the way to town. Michelle Randolph, still pretty young. She's probably going to hold out to show the boobies. But I don't know. Taylor Sheridan likes to give people what they want. He's got a co-creator on this one. It's not Yellowstone affiliated, but they could end up in the Yellowstone world because, like a couple of other Taylor Sheridan shows, this one happens in the real enough world. This one, at least, we're not going to get stuck by the Brazos River again, radioactive, because this one just is supposed to take place in Texas. So we don't have to worry about that.
I'm
one.
reading comments on
the
YouTube
coffee-
here, Teague, just to
the
keep
coffee
my
girl
anger
on
simmering.
The coffee girl on Landman, when they go to get coffee in the morning, she wears bikini. She wears bikini, and and in episode 1, like the college boy who's like the new one member of the crew, he's like, I'll have a latte, and they're like, what, you motherfucker, and like they all start yelling at him for getting a latte, and then all the other like landmen and oil men start beeping their horns on their F-150s. Because you're only allowed to order coffee black so that you can get it and go. Which brings to mind, if they can have a microwave, they can't have a coffee machine. But it was still funny enough, like to justify the sequence. Because like the thing is, like Billy Bob Thornton's son was going to go to like a football scholarship to like Texas Tech, but like he partied a little too much, so now he has to work. And instead of getting a normal human being's job, he's working as a landman. Well, he's failed out of college. I'm gonna watch it again tomorrow.
His son is not athletic at all. That football kid is the dude that's dating his daughter.
But here's the thing: he's not athletic at all. What happened? He failed out on his own merits. I know who the football dude is.
He quit college to do well. He kind of
quit college and he was doing nothing.
What his dad is doing in order to make make it rich.
They make it plain in episode 1 that most of the people working in the oil field are ex-cons gone good, but who won't take any shit, because you'll make like, what do they say? Look at Billy. He's 24. His house is paid off. He's already a million. He's already like just becoming a millionaire.
Admiral,
a lot of people die in episode 1.
I think I found bots, Admiral.
And his son's an idiot, like an utter idiot.
Would you like me to show you the pattern that I've uncovered?
In the comments go ahead.
For the for the ruination here. So you're gonna notice here that Johnny Myers 8046 loves it. Scorpius 2
we all know what
loves
he
it.
really loves.
Austin Lamarias with a number. First name, last name with a number.
Franks.
Loves it. First name, last name with a number. Loves it. First name, last name with a number. Loves it. First name, last name with a number. Loves it. First name, last name with a number. Loves it. AI generated name.
Know how much I needed these outtakes.
I love it. Drunken child with a number. Loves it. Let's see. First
so
name,
what you're really saying is
it.
I need to put my comment in the comments section on that effing episode.
Oh yeah.
And guys, thanks a lot. Right now, for the moment, Strange New Lows is my #1 video ever. So that's got 48 views. Istophobos has been like, he brought a lot to the table when he came to the channel. Welcome, Istophobos.
No, I'm just saying, the son of Landman, he was an idiot. He got his butt kicked and beat up all over the place.
I just assumed that he got. I just simply assumed that he was wimpy and wasn't able to play football because he was so dumb that I was like, he couldn't have gone to college to learn.
I mean,
whatever.
He was smart. I mean, what he does towards the end of season 1, he's
smarter than the other people on the patch. I haven't seen him demonstrate intelligence yet.
Put himself through hell for a girl.
Michael Takayama has to be my favorite. Sorry, Michael Takayama 8415. Because all the 8,414 Michael Takayama.
Other Michael Takayamas, yeah.
Yep, this is Real Trek, the best series since the original. Smiley face. Here we go.
That's right.
Another first name, last name with a number.
It's a good obscure reference, Miskatonic.
Another one.
Back up there. There was something I thought I caught there that was interesting. Maybe not. Okay.
Oh yeah. Istophobos is right on that one. She is definitely that coffee girl is definitely worth it.
The
Oh, here's-
coffee girl's a 10, man.
Yeah, I
And
can't believe
she's-
he was managed. How did he manage to get the link in the chat though?
My favorite person
Instagram
on that
link.
one. And by the way, we're gonna end the poll. 25 votes. Thank you. And we're gonna start another poll. We're gonna see how you guys feel about it.
Bloody brilliant writing. Look at that one.
Where was that?
Right there.
I
Sean
found it.
O'Hanlon.
Oh, Sean O'Hanlon.
The flag colorings.
Oh
What
yeah,
the
the
hell
flag
is this?
BRCQ2H. Yeah, that's a person. I was born the same. Who would put this?
The special needs flags.
No. But no one would actually say this.
No.
All the positive comments have the same cadence, the same feel, the same.
They say thank you
the
a
same
lot.
length.
Yeah.
It's all bots. It's all shit.
They thanking Paramount Plus again.
For what?
No,
Thank-
he's
thank
giving a little
Paramount
bit of a
Plus
cuck
for
energy going on right there.
Another exciting episode of Soy Trek. Strange.
Yeah.
Lots of soy filled cuckness going on in that chat.
Yeah. Frakes directed the outstanding episodes in movies in the franchise. I'm sure he would be the first to say that a director can only be as good as the script.
Man, they're
Frakes is
lashing
directed out-
themselves
He's
onto
not a
Frank's
good
brain.
director anymore.
First name, last name with a number. Star Trek spoofing itself. I love it. First name, last name with a number. Spock has a new girlfriend.
But by the way, Star Trek spoofing itself only works when you're not spoofing yourself almost all the time, and you're not also an unintentional parody since season 2.
Orville was a better spoof than this garbage.
In season 1, they were teetering around on the edge of being not so terrible, and I guess they pissed a few key writers off, and they just frustrated too many people. Hello, Into the Wind. It's been a bit.
Here's your spoof. Here's your spoof name, Admiral. Or you must have your alt account, James Carr 7793. You found
That's
this
me.
episode to be very entertaining.
Very, very, very entertaining.
And
sir.
always with an emoji at the end too. They
Yes.
all have a kissing
One
face and a
emoji.
trophy.
This was good.
Or
Lots of emojis.
Mystique is so awesome. Well, I don't remember where Mystique was, but she must.
That's
be
a real
one of the
comment.
X-Men.
That's a real comment. That's just somebody who is just terribly
Are they
dumb.
deleting the bad comments? I can't
Who the
believe
hell
all
is
these are
Mystique?
positive.
No, I think they're just flooding the zone with bot good comments.
This is all bot shit. Here they forgot
There's
to
two
even make a
from
new name.
the same one in a row, twice
Yep.
in a row. Anonymous.
Oh god.
Yep. So I made my point. This is all
I
fake
want to see
shit.
that. Yeah, I will watch that Instagram.
This is all fake shit. Top to bottom.
Full landman mode.
So what do you
It's
what
good
do you
to see
think?
you into the
What do you
wind.
think DC's going to say about this, Sean? If he were to watch it, I don't think he would. But...
DC, I'll get to that when I do my rant. I'll
Oh, all right.
Sorry, we cockblocked your rant. Sorry
Go
about
ahead
that.
and
That's
you know
okay.
what? It works out good because like we can finish big. We're not going to go 3 hours for
Big and-
sure on this one this week. That's not fucking happening. But you know what, Sean? You know what? You have the con. Go ahead. You take the floor.
Okay. I started watching Star Trek probably in 1983 or 84. I had a copy of the motion picture on tape that my dad procured from somebody. Can you hear me now? Is this good?
Yes,
Okay.
there we go.
I had a copy of the motion picture when I was about 9 or 10 years old, and I threw it in because I had watched Star Wars that day and I wanted more space. So I'd put it in the motion picture. And I completely fell in love with Star Trek. And then when I was 12 or 13 on KCOP Los Angeles, Channel 13 at 11 p.m. every night, I would watch the original series and I fell in love again. And Star Trek, and then we got TNG a few years later, and that guided my journey into adulthood, like many people. Mexican Iron Man is an example. Captain Kirk, for many people, not myself, but for many people, like Mexican Iron Man, was their father. People who didn't have a father around. Kirk was their father, their hero. He taught people how to be good and ethical and strong and a fair leader. And Picard did the same thing. Cisco did the same thing. Janeway to an extent. and Captain Archer, all of them were honorable. The shows were trying to say something good and have a good outlook on people. Now, I hope that Doomcock does not watch this episode, because it will likely infuriate him to such a degree that beyond what Star Trek Discovery was. This show, I could only last 10 minutes. That intro crap, it infuriated me. I was steaming red. I wanted to throw things. It was such a goddamn insult. Key to music. And I wanted to throw things. I wanted to break things. I was so mad that what they've done, they have finally taken off their masks, and they treated Kirk and they treated Star Trek with all the love and care that these far left communist woke motherfuckers do all the time. And they not only took off their mask, they took off the mask underneath that. And yes, key to music, Tig.
Feel the hate.
And where is it? Where's the patent music? Give me the patent.
It's playing
music.
already.
You can't hear it?
I
can't
There's
hear it.
some
No,
weird
okay.
disconnect between your headphones and the
All
StreamYards.
right. Well,
You've got full patent music. It's blaring away
oh,
like
God.
it's,
Okay.
it was glorious. Just
Well,
lean
here
into
we go.
it.
And and to see the shills that are coming out in droves on this now, more than ever on X and everything, they're mean spirited, they're evil, they are pieces of shit. And I understand that actors have to make a living, and I understand that they have to read what's in the script. But goddamn, is there no integrity anymore? Does anyone not stand up and go, I am not going to take part in this? I'm not going to shit on the very fucking IP that have caused people to literally become brain surgeons because of Dr. McCoy. People have literally become engineers because of Scotty and Geordie LaForge. People have gotten into diplomacy because of Picard. All good things. This show has always inspired people, and now this fucking shit only inspires people to hate. And
It's
I'm
very
fucking
hateful.
tired of it. And
And
fuck these
this-
people. I am in full fucking
This was
troll
not
mode.
in good fun.
No.
This was
I'm
not
in full
done in good
troll mode
fun.
on X. I am not going to hold back and goddamn loathe these fucking people. I hope Doomcock does not see this, because he will blow a gasket. And that,
I
folks,
had
as they
to.
say, is all I have to
I had-
say about that. Okay, my rant's over.
My God, the patent music perfectly crescendoed with that show. And listen to it later. It's like the 150 mark where you start going with the patent music. Oh my God, like it actually fits. Like when you started like really ranting, like it got into like the wacky part of the music where it's like the disjointed patent music for his bipolar like outbursts. So like, way to go. I think everybody, use that patent emoji out there if you got it. Wes Cagle does. Everybody's using Hoshi too. And Istaphobos, here's the thing. No, you're allowed to link the Instagram for the coffee girl. But be careful with the links in chat. We don't want to pull people off task too much here. But those I will make an exception for. And you know what? Let's see what the chat says in the vote that I gave them. We're exercising
Lemon
democracy
pie.
here. Landman is just absolutely tub thumping the shit out of Star Trek. I don't know. The panel gets the last word. Do we go forward and watch the next episode of Strange New Worlds, which probably will be a long, slow, boring filler episode because it's going to have streamer-itis. So that was episode 4. That was like the best they could do. Episode 5 usually assumes you've renewed to see more of the show. Based on that, that's how sick Alex Kurtzman is. Listen, Tom Connors told me something because I got to talk to him for a few minutes about it. And I was just like, what is the deal? Are they trying to kill it so they can keep it? Is he just out of his mind? What are you hearing? He goes, I hear that he's just completely delusional and he thinks that, Section 31 is going to be the next big thing and it'll turn everything around and it'll be the Star Trek that he wants it to be. And I'm like, you've gotta be kidding me at this point in this juncture. He's like, nope, I've heard he's that out of it. So, I mean, that's a good 6 months ago, but that seems to be fitting in the pattern of what we see. Nothing was learned from Section 31 except how to make a show worse, faster, with more intensity. This was George Lucas bad. But, I mean, do we... Here's the thing. No one has to be on the Landman panel C. It's not a big deal. And I know it's kind of a commitment, but here's the thing. That show's actually fun to watch.
Some people
And-
volunteer for the Ali Larder show, knowing that it's the Ali Larder show.
Yeah. So
Right.
like, here's the fate of the Thursday night show is this: is do we switch to panel discussions of season 1 of Landman to be ready for season 2 of Landman, which will get video essays, or do we keep Thursdays on Strange New Worlds and like we promise on the honor system to watch season 1 of Landman if we're gonna watch and be on the panel for season 2? And Landman's a lot of fun. I'll
What
give
does
it
the
that.
poll say?
The poll is going 67 to 33 with 9 votes for Landman.
I'll watch Landman again.
You know what? Throw a community poll out there. I think it's worth
I
having
will-
a community poll. Not
I
just
will
the
do it
chat.
again in the community poll, and I'll let it go for a week. Guys, you got to do me a favor. This is one of the problems. There was a lot of sabotage in this channel. I'm not going to get into the exact nature, not because I am ashamed that someone did this to me, not because I think that it makes my channel unviable, and not because I'm embarrassed that I was a target, but because I'm not going to give a how-to on how to mess up someone's channel. All right? I'm not going to give anyone any ideas. As you can see, we are overcoming it, and for a long time, you saw the active sabotage going on. JT actually kind of was able to trace it back to several possible sources, and in a lucky screenshot, you never know what you're going to find out. So now that we know the nature and the sources of the problem, it's like it seems to be sort of fading into the past. And if you're new here, welcome. We have a lot of people joining. We have put on something like 341 people since May.
Nice.
Yeah, May,
Very
June,
nice.
and July were good months. And 41 people in the last 28 days. A lot of people reacting really well to some of the stuff we put out there. The biggest boost for this channel, making the uploads has kept us from possibly disengaging with our audience or maybe avoiding engaging with a new audience. Having the edited, uploaded Star Trek content for the Star Trek watch parties, and then a lot of people just don't stick around because it's midnight. The post-episode conversations are great. Since I've started making uploads of them and posting them on Reddit and putting them out on YouTube, they've been doing fairly well because we have good conversations, and when friends have an engaged and enjoyable conversation, it's very listenable. And those, as we saw, were picking up a lot of views on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and especially Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. With like Strange New World, like Star Trek would. The Star Trek watch party would get like 12 views the next day. Monday would get like 5 views. And then like Tuesday get like 20, 30 views. Wednesday. And then all of a sudden by like Friday, like the Star Trek watch party, which ended at like maybe 200 views, is up to like 400 or 500. So it's growing and it's out there. And we appreciate it. And we appreciate all of you. So thank you very much. And hey, look who's here. It's East Kegel. Y'all need to watch Strange New Worlds. Release your anger.
Hey,
Give
it's my
into your
second favorite
hate.
Kegel.
Your journey to. Y'all need to watch Strange New Worlds.
Sounds like East
Release
Kegel's
your
looking
anger.
to get his ticket punched for a one-way trip to Ruapente.
Ooh, I would never send East Kegel to Ruapente
You
unless
mean the
West Kegel
paradise
said
of
he had to go there.
Yes.
That's a vacation resort. There's worse places.
East Kegel and West Kegel are not exactly like Spock and Cybok. There's some
Well,
overlap in their opinions.
I agree. If you're from New Jersey, I'm sure Ruapente is quite,
Yeah, you ready for it?
Palatial.
You've seen worse.
If you're watching Landman and you get East and West splitting, then you end up with the best thing in the center.
All right, so
It makes up the best Kegel ever.
So here's what we'll do, right? We'll start watching both shows. Is that fair? everyone here has access to Paramount Plus or Landman, right? We'll find out if Sean is in on this too. But is everyone here? Wes Cagle, put your answer in the chat or tell us. Are you down for like when we watch if you start watching Landman? I guess you can beam in late for the Landman part of the discussion because so you don't have to watch Strange New Worlds. East Cagle works at Repente.
Oh Lord, yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
I still think
Look what else
Crimon's
came up
icon
about
is just
him,
got the
though.
best. But don't listen to that East Cagle guy says North by North Cagle. North by Northwest Cagle. He's the head of the James Taylor fan club, and he'll give you STDs you haven't heard of before. What is the compromise? Sean, this is not a real military, despite all the fun that we have joking around with Sir and all the other stuff. Do you want to be in on the Landman watch parties? Or not the watch parties, but the Landman panel, because we're going to watch party with the channel members.
I could stand to watch a decent modern show.
So would the solution be we watch both and we'll talk about Star Trek and then like the palate cleanser as we end the show with Landman? It'll make the show a little bit longer, I guess, but there'll be weeks we don't talk about Star Trek at all, I'm guessing. Or we talk about Star Trek for like 10 minutes.
Maybe share with you after the show backstage. Maybe I can.
All right.
Some more.
I don't want to like scout anybody into the Landman panel, but here's the thing: the Landman discussion would be great at training up everybody who did all the other Taylor Sheridan stuff. Because there's a season 1 of Landman. The episodes tend to go about 40 to 45 minutes, so it's not too long. And they're high quality. They're really good. Billy Bob Thornton can still bring it as an actor. That voice delivery is just right on. And I'm looking forward to finding out more about the character. I only got to episode 4, but I started rewatching from episode 1 yesterday. I watched all the Taylor Sheridan shows yesterday, episode 1s, and I like Landman is the one that's most approachable, and it's the only one with a future. The one people come here the most for is for 1883, and if you have, welcome. And if you're a Paramount Plus subscriber,
Star Trek 1883.
That's right, in the USS Yellowstone, Starbase Bozeman. That's it's no surprise that in first
the new colony that was being established in the Bozeman system.
It's no surprise that when in First Contact, when the Borg came to Earth, they attacked Bozeman, Montana. They was like, there's some Duttons down there. We got to get them first before we take over this planet, or they'll run the Borg.
Yeah, that's basically why.
That's why they didn't get Zephyr and Cochrane. They got some future Dutton. That's why the Earth goes so terribly wrong after the TNG, right from the middle of the TNG movies on. They had gone back to what I call timeline 1A, when you have actually altered your timeline, but only subtly, and you can live in it without major changes of life or being depressed or
with or without
out.
the Nexus.
Timeline 1A is anytime you rewind time to restore time and you get real close, but not perfect. That's timeline 1A. For instance, Star Trek 5, right? Or Star Trek 4 stops time in timeline A of Star Trek. The probe destroys Earth. But the Enterprise goes back in time and changes the future, therefore altering all events after that date from a previous date, changing fate, so to speak, right? So when they return, the things that are happening, Earth would have simply have been destroyed if they hadn't have gone back. So what they go back to, I call it timeline 1A, because timeline A ends with the Earth being destroyed by the probe.
Well, how did the Borg destroy Earth when Daniels is from timeline 1?
That's
easy.
It's because it got overwritten. That's what Teddy's talking about. That is, if you look at First Contact, the Borg managed to overwrite the entire planet. There's one quick.
There's a line in Star Trek 3 too where Captain Kirk has the best. It's not glib. They used to be able to really write dialogue. Sean will remember this one too. Remember how great the line was? Well, if this is the past, we've already been here, and what we do won't matter.
Oh, that was in 3.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, 4. It's in 4 rather.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Right.
yeah,
Well, if this
Yeah,
is the
that was
past,
4.
we've already been here, and it won't matter what we do.
Well,
That's
no, he
right,
says, he says,
And we've already
Stevie-
done it. Well, we've
he
already
says,
done it,
"Weren't
right?
those a gift from Dr. McCoy?" And he goes, "Well, they will be again. That's the beauty of it."
Well, yeah.
He
and
says
the
a couple
other
of
thing
things
is-
about the fact that they're going to change time. Yeah.
Yeah, if
Oh, and then-
they really wanted to avoid the time change, they have to go back to the universe editor at the Guardian Forever, right? And then that's how they
Right.
get things restored to.
Wait, the
That
Native
would-
Americans are on a different. Oh, the actual Guardian of Earth.
Yeah, the Guardian.
Guardians
Yeah, I was
sorry,
getting
not
our
the other
YouTube
Guardians,
channel
the-
lore
yeah,
talk
sorry.
messed
Yeah,
up from 1923.
My bad.
Well,
My bad. Yeah, but the Guardian of Forever, you go back to him, and he goes, "What was once." What
Gotta have to call him the Deputy of Forever from
Yeah,
now
the
on.
Deputy of Forever. So the Deputy of Forever goes, "What once was is now again."
right.
And that's how you get it
Well,
all rebooted.
Without
That's
getting
Control Delete function.
Yeah, without getting too much into time travel mechanics, like I don't want to get into New Zealand territory, if we know what I
Well,
mean.
No,
well, no,
I don't-
I want to keep
Star
talking
Trek
about that
4
just to make sure.
But Star Trek 4 was more of a self-contained time travel story because, and there's a line in the
They
movie
closed
that
their own
Scotty
loop.
says-
Yes.
Yeah, and there's a line even that Scotty says when he goes to get that big plexiglass. He goes, "How do we know he didn't invent the thing?" So he already knew that this guy had invented this stuff. So, or you could argue that he knew that. So yeah, it's self-contained. It doesn't pollute anything.
Like an OODA
He
loop?
found out when he patented it that he didn't freaking invent it.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if that guy has been like in his basement, he's got like a collection of like Yahtzee memorabilia, and he's like, I'm watching New Trek, and he's like, now I have all the money in the world from this transparent aluminum. It's like, no, I mean that's what happens in like that. That's how we got the New Trek dimension, I guess. Somebody went back and tried to stop the Bell riots, and we got this. I mean, but all right. So Landman, Sean, give it a try. Watch episode 1 and let me know what you think, and then you can tell me whether you are willing to sign
I've
up.
seen the trailers and stuff. It looks excellent. You know, Billy Bob seems tailor fit for the role.
And on the other side of the coin is back to Strange New World, since this is the Strange New World show. As we land this ship, I guess the plot synopsis is complete. The story on this one is very simple. We have holodeck, we watch Star. We go to Star, we turn on holodeck, which makes ship unreliable and drains power. Captain knows this, but does it anyway, and Una can't stop him because she's too busy doing Scotty's job, who's been called incompetent in all 4 episodes by a woman. Scotty is a fucking pipe cleaner, man. And I want to point out that Chris Doohan blocked me on X because he said, what did everyone think? I thought it was just great, and he did my father proud. And I said, I thought he was a disgrace to your father's character, and he's a pipe cleaner man who disgraced the role. And Chris Doohan, whose education I fucking paid for, and whose yacht we all paid for. Every one of us helped pay for this guy's education. We gave money to every single thing his father was in. He had no right to be hostile towards people defending his father. Fuck you, Chris Doohan. You're an ingrate. You know what? That yacht of yours, you're the last generation of your family that's going to have wealth. What's it going to be like watching your kids have to go out there and get jobs and like have them look at you as someone who's never accomplished anything? It's like, look at mom and dad in the boat. It's like, yeah, I'm so glad that I just like had my own life. Like I got caught up in that dumb Star Trek shit when he met J.J. Abrams or whatever it was.
And thanks to Kurtzman, when those kids say, yeah, the guy that played Scotty was my grandfather, and they're going to go, who?
Naughty R37. That's who. That one.
And you know what? No shade to Scotty R37. This guy's not Scotty, and we're going to call him that. You know, you have permission to make fun of us. Not that you needed it before.
No, Scotty doesn't know.
Yeah, you know what? What he doesn't know won't hurt him. But this, again, this plot synopsis, they're going to run an experiment on the holodeck, which drains a lot of power from the ship, but Scotty will babysit it because it'll be okay, except they know Scotty doesn't know what he's doing. They park the ship inside the zone of total unsurvivability for when the star they're waiting for to explode explodes. And they are really good with things that are like, can be off by tens of thousands of years. They've got it down to the millisecond. like, like a star implosion, something like that. It's like, like the unstable time frame of the star exploding is like 300 years. If you can get it within that, like if you guess within that, you're like a really good astronomer. I'm serious. Like this is not something like, and so he parks it like right inside the zone of unsurvivability, like right, just parks his fucking ship right by the star and goes, well, now that I'm sitting here inside the zone of unsurvivability, let's crank on the experimental tech and see what happens.
Well,
and he already knows his engineer can't
You want to
fix
hear
it.
some real
'cause they can't
science about
simulate
that? You can't see a gamma ray burst that way and then have it arrive at your ship after the fact. The gamma ray burst happens and then kills you, and then you don't have anything to react to.
I assume that they're always wrong with stuff like that. The part
They
that
don't
is
know anything about effing science.
the part that's doubtless is for their world, he knew that they were in the unsurvivable zone. And if we can observe a star with a degree of accuracy in our time, then his ship being like at the edge of the solar system, just going to like, I don't know, a little bit beyond the asteroid belt, you'll be okay. Or at least you'll have a little bit of time to fucking react before the like shockwave hits you, rather than like, let's go inside this this solar system's version of Mercury. So then the holodeck thing becomes key to them restoring power. They never should have run 2 experiments at once because they know Scotty's not up to it, to which end we've been hearing it from Carol Kane, and now we've been hearing it from Rebecca Romaine, who went down there to straighten them out this week. And Pike is on the bridge, and he's just like frozen and does nothing. He is so silent and complacent on that bridge, waiting for other people to solve problems. And at the end of the episode, Connie completes the scenario, power turns back on, and they Rathacon their way out of the fucking, what they are calling a gamma burst, but was like some plot convenientium. We all thought it was really bad, but for the sake of cohesion and clearing up and ending this show with a nice, bow on it for everybody who might have arrived late, what we're going to do is everybody will get to give it a grade of new Trek. Now, this is a CSI. It's a crime against Star Trek. It's already F. This is below an F. We're grading it against other new Trek. So, in other words, like episode 1 of Picard season 3, before any plot or story kicked in, might have been the best because we still doubted he was an android and stuff. Do you know what I mean? So that's like your bar there. That's your A. So and you're allowed to have any reaction you want, or scoff at grading it, or give it an incomplete. So we'll go clockwise, and we'll start with the barfing man. Go for it, Krimlon. Krimlon, how did you feel about this?
What was I doing again? I'm lost.
Giving
it a letter grade A through F. And
oh God! Even a Star Trek episode?
Yeah,
and toy Trek scale.
Something about it, but memorable.
We're grading it on Star Trek
failure.
Star Trek, this is supposed to be a Star Trek episode.
No, it's already an F. This is a CSI show. So the idea is, it's already an F.
Negatives.
We're only grading it against other new Star Trek, and it doesn't include the movies. New Star Trek TV. So Section 31. Star Trek Discovery.
Pretended to be Star Trek. I don't even know what this was.
Yeah. So you got to go with an incomplete.
Yeah. I mean, it's just horrible.
It didn't do the work. Yeah. I mean, if this was I'm calling its parents too.
Literally, all it was just making fun of people, and some sort of quests. Quadruple negative F.
What is there anything that stands out in this episode
sent
to you
down to the,
more than
back to the second grade? It's so bad.
What
really
stands out is Scotty doesn't know. Scotty doesn't
that he sucks at everything.
That Fiona and me, do it in my van every Sunday.
That's all right. So the Kremlin as absolute contempt. JT Kirk, you have had some spirited feelings about this piece of media entertainment. Give us your A through F New Trek grade and tell us how you felt. I would say, by the way, New Trek A might be Ghosts of Illyria.
So on the New Trek scale, which is geometric, and normalized and all of
I
that.
thought it was logarithmic, but
Yeah,
that's
it's
okay.
logarithmic.
Oh, is it logarithmic? Okay, well, it doesn't
Give
matter.
us a sign.
We got to fit it on a
This-
graph. That's why it has to be logarithmic.
If New Trek, were a bright star in the center of the universe, this episode is on the planet the farthest from. If you went to
There's your sign.
if you went to a doctor and you said, "Doctor, I think this is a pimple," they'd say, "No, this is MRSA. We got to get you into the emergency room and scoop this thing out with a spade."
Hot spoon.
Yeah,
Anything.
If this were porridge, please, sir, don't give me any more. If this was a phone, a cell phone, this would be one of those Windows phones that wasn't strong enough to even run the operating system from Nokia.
Oh,
If this were a Dr.
Would
Seuss
this
story,
be considered if you were to take a bowl and just straight up diarrhea and call it soup?
yeah, pretty much. You couldn't write enough Article 15s to get this thing whipped back into shape. I think this is worse than anything that Rosie O'Donnell has ever done. I'd rather watch The View than watch this again.
Would
Rosie
you
O'Donnell's
rather-
a nasty woman, nasty woman.
Would you rather
very
watch
nasty
a
woman.
one-on-one porno with Rosie O'Donnell and another lifelike lesbian? Didn't watch this again.
Julian Michaels.
I'd rather perform in one with her than watch it again.
You'd rather do a threesome with Rosie O'Donnell?
I would rather work
Who's
in
the man?
vicinity of Hillary Clinton's office with knowing with how that has ended up in the past.
Threesome with Rosie O'Donnell and Hillary Clinton.
Yes, yeah, that probably would be
Oh,
a
sir.
better thing. Let's see what else. I mean, this is like
Ask Hillary Clinton to sit on your face.
This is like when you pay $100 for a video game and then it doesn't work when you load it, and then they say thank you very much, pay again. This is like when it rains. Never mind. That was ironic.
I think
Don't
we're
you
making the audience sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So,
to
what's your letter
summarize-
grade?
What
To
was the actual
summarize, this is an F minus. This is
Okay.
an absolute F minus.
I think this they may have shot out their worst turn ever.
You can't do any worse than this.
Don't
tell
say
me
that.
away.
I don't
Tell
know.
me
The
away.
puppet
Say that.
show might be worse. You know what? Never
the
say
puppet
never
show
with
coming
these
up.
fucking people.
You don't insult Gene. You don't insult Bill like that. And deserve
Maybe
anything
Bill
higher than F
Cosby,
minus.
but not Bill
Well.
Shatner.
Yeah.
There she
I
is.
got-
There
Oh,
she is.
sorry.
She's sitting on
Well, maybe.
I mean, I got some resentment towards William.
Sir, that was so controversial. Sir.
Saying bad things about women, just Rosie O'Donnell. So,
Okay. Up next.
rather something Joy Behar. Yes, exactly.
Yes.
All right, so having parked the show in the cheap seats, JT rounds the bases and is greeted by his teammates at home. Stepping up from the batting circle is Radioactive, and stepping up and warming up in the batting circle is Sean. So Radioactive, give this an A through F grade and one thing that stood out to you. Go
Let's
ahead, my
see.
friend.
On the Soy Trek grading scale, not the real actual grading scale because we've already made sure that we're already below the F cut line for real world Star Trek. Concur with JT. This is F minus. There's just this is why we have to have the Star Trek Nuremberg trials.
Hey, Tony. Sorry, we're a little
Hello,
behind.
Tony.
Tony, we've been all ranting individually. We're a little distracted this evening. No offense.
So
radioactive.
Yeah, the Star Trek Nuremberg trials need to be implemented for this. This is you don't go around and deliberately. It was so obvious, the deliberate mockery of Gene Roddenberry and Bill Shatner. Gene Roddenberry can't defend himself. Bill's pretty up there in age now. He doesn't want to deal with that drama. Not that he has to. He made Star Trek. Everyone knows
he deserved a little more respect.
He made
though.
it.
Yeah, he really did.
Spock
might have been the breakout character, but
one could say that there's certainly, and we don't want to diminish the contributions of Leonard Nimoy and all the other original cast members, but they have so bastardized and corrupted all of the core characters. I don't think they've gotten around to besmirching the Sulu character yet, or the Chekhov character, but
they'll never do that to Sulu.
Oh, they'll never do it to
well, I know why, but my point is they haven't done that to them yet, and but they've done it to everybody else
on purpose.
Yeah, but my point is they're co-opting all of the characters, and this one they just decided we're not even going to waste any more time. We may not. I'm sure they went to the trouble of saying the show might get canceled. We got to go for the kill shot right now. So they decided to go straight after Roddenberry, Gene Roddenberry, that is, and Bill Shatner with this. So I could go on a rant like Sean does, but what's the point? I could get really. I'll go even farther than Sean, but that's all right.
So an F minus.
Yeah.
All right. Next is my friend.
Lemon Pie dropped the quote. Yes.
Lemon Pie say. All right, Sean.
That was my reference. Yes.
Sean, you've called the new Trek creators pigs, istophobes, and assholes. What do you have to say for yourself? What grade do you give this episode? And what was the one thing you remember about it? Remember, we're grading on the new Trek curve, which means you're only grading against all the other new Trek TV. You don't have to worry about squaring it up with any kind of reality. All right, go for it.
Over there anyway.
Final thoughts.
Well, okay. If a 1 is a Pac-Led and a 10 is Stephen Hawking, this gets Uhura getting mind zapped by Nomad.
That's gracious. I'm surprised.
Sterilize.
Just mind wiped. If this were a venereal disease, if 1 was crab lice and 10 was an untouched virgin, it would get chlamydia. This thing is so negative, it wrapped around and became an imaginary number. That's how negative this is. It's the square root of -1. That's the number grade I give this piece of shit. And I only saw, like I said, 10 minutes of it because I was so mad that I couldn't. And I even said it in the chat. I'm done with it. I can't. And I apologize if I popped anyone's speakers. I did get a headache. I'm glad I didn't have an aneurysm and faint out of my chair again. But I'll tell you one thing. I am glad I invested in a vape pen today because I would have gone out and smoked 10 cigars, and I don't want to do those anymore. Cigars
are probably the worst way to smoke, right? I mean, that's
the
fun.
My suggestion is
it's great.
If you're going to be on this show more often, I would invest in a helmet.
I just wrap tape around my head.
Yes. Maybe some
So, like,
cushions.
I don't know. Here's the thing. I don't know that. I think they hit the low, and I know we keep saying this, you guys. Like, we can't do any worse. I
No,
think
there's a
what they
puppet show in
did-
the pipeline.
Well, that's just going to be stupid level. What I mean, like this thing that we saw was insulting and mean and evil and cruel. It was a direct.
Who is it
shot
trying to
at
win
everyone.
over? Who is it
It-
trying to entertain?
They were
It was for
trying to
themselves.
jerk themselves off. This was just self-flagellation. That's the thing. You can't go lower than what they did because other than just coming out and straight out saying William Shatner's a piece of shit. Like that's there's not much else you can do. to
I can't
piss
work
on
under
us
these
and the
conditions.
fans anymore.
I can't work like this. I mean, it was that bad.
Yeah.
This was not Calculon. This was
No,
not
I mean,
Zap
we're gonna get
Brannigan.
Stupid. We are going to get stupid moronic stuff and the puppet things and everything. That's okay, fine. This is
Did
a
you see the
different
poll?
type of thing, though. What we saw today, this was mean.
Our poll is very controversial.
Yeah.
Did you see the results?
Oh no.
Look at our poll. It's very
This,
controversial.
this came in
It's
even lower than
shocking.
the approval rating of Chicago's current mayor.
Strange New Worlds is on its way to winning, possibly. In there, like the New York Jets, still they've got possession of the ball and 2 timeouts. I don't know. They can still win this. I don't believe it. Guys, sirs and madams, do me a favor. I really appreciate the support of the community. And it looks like we have maintained for about 6 or 7 hours that this is the number one upload of the last 5 or 6 months, meaning that it's doing pretty darn good. And yeah, it's up around 50, 60 views. If you guys, it's pinned in the chat, cue it for after the show, watch it later. I'd appreciate that. And now I guess I'll give my grade and my thought, and I'll just finish up with it. It's like, this Star Trek show gets a little worse and a little harder to watch every fucking episode. And it's because no one has ever existed for so long in a consequence-free environment in a capitalist country. This is some kind of like intellectual socialism for the intellectually disabled in that writer's room. Those writers have produced the most retarded, immoral stories that I have ever seen in my entire life. I am talking about people being rewarded for consistently doing the wrong fucked up thing. I'm talking about like one immoral act after another just being like, looked over and ignored because something as stupid as a woman does it. No man on this show has ever managed to have any agency or be cool for any length of time. It's absolutely a drag and a bore to watch the show. And we'll do it for you because we love you. But like, this stuff is getting hard. This is no longer easy anymore. And I give it an F-. This was the worst that New Trek has given us so far. Disparu, you were right when you said it. The worst Star Trek show is not Star Trek Discovery. It is actually Strange New Worlds, and it's not because it's so bad. It's because it's a different type of damage that is very, very dangerous. And before I go, I guess like one last topic of conversation would be: you think finding out all things there's a puppet show of Strange New Worlds in the pipeline would be the dumbest piece of Star Trek news we'd get all day, but then we saw that episode of Strange New Worlds. Anyone got any comments before like as we wind down? We vented earlier, but anybody got anything to say about the goddamn puppet show?
I'd rather have a puppet show of Sydney Sweeney and her good genes.
Yeah.
So say we all.
Considering that those jeans are like nothing to write home about, and she's the only good thing about that whole ad, honestly, they got the right model. People are talking about they are like, what's the brilliance of those jeans? I realized it today. You cannot tell what kind of figure Sydney Sweeney has in those pretty ugly jeans, but if you have a pretty bad figure and wear those jeans, you're dressed like sexy Sydney Sweeney, so you're sexy and glamorous by proxy, so now everyone gets to be beautiful. This is a win-win. If this is being a Yahtzee, I don't want to go back to being a non-Yahtzee. I don't know, what do we call it before we become, but I'm never selling my pleasure boat. I'm never selling my pleasure boat.
A Hugo Boss supporter then too?
I might even start supporting the New Jersey State Police because of the strength of the look of their uniform, right, Wes Cagle?
Hey,
If you didn't
hats
know
off,
this,
though, to that company though, because they're not backing down.
They're brilliant.
They're going hard on it, and thank God for that they didn't bend the knee and go, "I'm sorry."
And their stock is way up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's not the only thing that's way up.
Because they're not letting. Let's be honest. They're not letting any soy trek get between her jeans.
I think they might have made like a really great decision, which is like to take like a look around and see where the country is, and they're like what's going on? Like our jeans haven't been in style since like Derek Jeter endorsed them when he was Rookie of the Year, and everyone like looked around.
Well, I think was the last time I bought a pair of those.
And they looked around, and somebody went like very meekly in the back of the room was like, "Sir," and the president of the company was like, "He called me sir. It's a sign of respect." And he goes, "Yes, yes." He goes, "Sir, the word American is in our name. Maybe we should just have a beautiful American beauty bombshell wearing our clothes who's just so good looking, like, you know, like that Snap-on calendar on the wall that has all the grubby fingerprints all over it at the place where they repair my EV, sir. Sir, that's what I think, sir. I think, sir, the name American might be in my name, and it might be in the name, and maybe I do own a Tesla, sir. Sir, perhaps American Eagle is our greatest asset." And they're like, and it's entirely possible in the world we live in that the reaction was set up by the publicists, and we could be seeing an AstroTurf like outrage on this one too. Like, for all we know, there are people so dumb they were going to do it no matter what. And by the way, I hate that I was right about this, but Tony and I were having a talk, and some of the people who are here were there for it. But when Trump won the election, people were saying that they would see the Steinep files from Steinep's Pleasure Planet. And I said that there would be dozens of Steinep files soon, and that people would never back off a lot of them, and that even the flimsiest Steinep file would have its defenders, and that there would then be so many of them that we would never ever really know for sure which one was real and which one wasn't. So everyone would be guilty and innocent at the same time. It would just be a nightmare for the rest of our lives. And I hate to say it, but like 40 weeks later, that has been tracking. That has been tracking.
And, you saw all the Steinep files. They're just all the same ones you already saw. So you were correct.
Right.
You weren't wrong. You were correct, of course, Admiral. It just
as I was about
context.
the show. Let's see how much our audience holds us in disdain. With 17 votes, it's holding steady. Nobody wants to change the fate of this. People are a little more in favor of Landman than Strange New Worlds. So here's what we'll do. Everybody, if you're willing to do this one for next week, we'll talk backstage, but potentially, and there'll be a community poll about Landman if necessary. I don't know if it's going to be necessary. We might come to a consensus. But so please watch my video, and then I'll throw it to Krimlon, who I guess Krimlon will be back here and also throwing up vigorously from whatever it is he has. And then JT, what are you up to this week?
Let's see. Tomorrow night I'll be hanging out with Mark D with the C at Late Night Fortnite, and then I will be right back here again Saturday evening at 10 p.m. Eastern for a little bit of Saving Star Trek with Admiral Teague.
That's right.
Brought to you by Admiral Teague.
After the show, we'll figure out what episode we're watching.
Yes.
But back to Enterprise this week, though. The diversion was fun. That was a fun diversion. It didn't do Enterprise numbers, though, at all. Enterprise has become very popular on this channel, and I'm glad. And I've noticed some streaming metrics that I'll share with you guys later. It's actually, it's right behind TOS for Star Trek streaming numbers.
Well, I'm looking forward to
Enterprise.
Saturday for a palate cleanser. And which, by the way, I did see Mark Harkness said he was going to go watch Balance of Terror, Yesterday's Enterprise, Best of Both Worlds, Trouble with Trials and Tribulations as a palate cleanser. I myself watched Corbomite Maneuver. Did any of you guys watch something after this?
The Inner
What
Light.
little girls are made
The
of?
Inner Light.
Okay, Inner Light for JT.
Mm-hmm.
What little girls are made of?
So Teague went to the local school.
No, I watched the
Sure.
original Roger. I watched Roger
the
Corby
short
1.
episode.
Yeah. No, I watched What Little Girls Are Made Of with the real Roger Corby. I
Okay.
noticed that he wasn't a fucking Irish guy. I predicted this Roger Corby is already a robot.
Yeah.
That's why he wasn't affected by like the weird magical spell. We have had magic in so much. This Star Trek sci-fi show has had so much supernatural shit in it. Sirs, have you noticed this? That it's like it's magic all the time on this Star Trek show.
Is that the alphabet community? Is that what you're talking about?
I'm saying that I've noticed the plot
Strange
device
magic.
of this Star Trek show turns out to be magic a lot of the time. It's just sometimes Una's immune system will reach out and protect someone standing nearby. That was something they just said. Like it works that way.
Well, they did have that episode of P-Hard, I think it was season 2, where they fixed the entire ship with the sonic screwdriver. What we haven't seen is that making a return here, because we all know that you could just pull whatever technology back from future Star Trek into this show, because why not? So that's about the only magical thing they have not done yet, is bring the sonic screwdriver back.
This show
You
broke my
remember that?
brain.
Mm.
I remember their sonic screwdriver. It looked like almost the same prop as one of them. It wasn't very inventive of the Star Trek people. Okay, so you'll be at Dadman's. Radioactive. I guess we'll be back here next Thursday. You're not doing any other. Will you be out and about on the interwebs, sir?
Well, you know me. I'm always out on the interwebs, lurking.
Lurking. All right, and then of course we got Sean Carter. Sean, what are you doing? What are you up to?
Nothing. I'm just trying to get my model done to get this thing. It's
You're
it's been a
modeling.
struggle. Yes. No, I'm
Do you have
doing
your
the Romulus
portfolio?
Warbird. Yeah, I just put up chapter 3 the other day.
You doing
It's-
feet modeling?
feet? Yeah, you should see my feet.
He corresponds with
You'll
Rex
be
Ryan
going
on a
up
regular
even more.
basis.
Yes. You need to start an OnlyFans.
My toes are going to be gorgeous by Halloween. I just have to take pills every day until then,
Yeah.
and not drink until Halloween. It's going to be an amazing
yeah.
World Series. I don't think I'll remember much of it.
And Admiral, if you want to check, I did send a subspace question over to you. Yeah, I know. So yeah, just doing modeling stuff. Eventually, I will get back on the retro reels and games. I gotta catch up outside and do some more. Gotta get some modeling in the bank before I get back on there. But anyway, yeah. I do want to organize though a Utopia Must Fall tournament. I think that would be a lot of fun.
UTF Con?
Yes,
Sean,
a whole
wow.
tournament with
Sir.
with you, Teague, me, Tony, and Theta. I got Theta's got the game now, so he's going to practice up. But I would
Oh,
love
I
to
have
have
to
a
train up a little more.
We're
would- yeah, I would love
developing
to have
an
a
entire
tournament.
cadre of UTF players now.
I was
but-
making it to
That
day
sounds like a
15 and
disease.
16 until they reconfigured the tech tree. Now I'm only making it to day 5 over and over.
Yeah. Oh, you'll get better. But I had some thoughts on it. Like we can put restrictions on the way we play. Like just different
Like
modes.
blindfolded.
No, like you don't do the regenerative shield. You let your shield go down and see how long you can go, and that kind of thing.
That might be fun.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? I just wish that we could be like have the
Do you-
planets called Vendikar
Sean,
and Amini
do you-
R7.
Do you go longer if you think about baseball?
I think that's how it works.
Okay. Well, he said he was going to see how long he could go.
And as everyone said, we'll be back on Saturday, which is tomorrow now, at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time with another Star Trek Enterprise episode. We'll figure that one out after the show. And there'll be, I guess we'll probably just start watching both shows and we can have the palate cleanser at the end of the show for Landman. But yeah, this Strange New Worlds was
An
a hateful
abomination.
pop shot at the fandom. They were kicking us right in the nuts, guys. This was the meanest thing that anyone really ever did to us as far as Star Trek fans. This was the
We'll make it
meanest,
up.
most horrific attack on the fandom
This-
ever.
it
And
was-
this was
Let's just say this is more directly cruel than The Last Jedi.
This
Hands
was,
down.
and today was the worst day. Yesterday was the worst day in the history of Star Trek fans because It saw the dropping of this episode and the puppets. The puppets and this episode in the same day. One hit to the body, one more straight to the heart. My God, to do that to us. The puppet was horrible, and at least we don't have to talk about it anymore. And so ends our coverage of terrible show, Strange New Worlds. Ladies and
Don't forget to
gentlemen,
catch our new ASMR videos we're doing. Yes.
On Only Takes.
Yes. It's JT Kirk's voice.
Yes.
A lot of people are watching this Admiral Teague guy. His propaganda is going viral, and I had, unlike on every Star Trek show, I check my security cameras, and some people are watching that you wouldn't expect. Here we have some video.
That was so controversial. Sir.
Sure. Good night, sirs and madams.